Shayne, this is Angela Marino from Wallingford, Connecticut.
Draft Dr. Phil and the Smartest Man.
Keeping it 100.
And so the Bears are sending their compensatory fourth-round pick to Jacksonville for Nick Foles.
Keeping it 100.
I know we need to run the ball more. I'm not an idiot.
Keeping it 100.
Keeping it 100.
Keeping it 100, baby.
Open competition.
Keeping it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the Smartest Man.
Chicago Bears select Cole Kmet.
Guess who's back? The two dudes that kept it real. Dynamic duo that you love, the smartest man at Dr. Phil. Breaking down the film, never a problem, kick it straight. Most shows focus on stats, we focus on the tape. We keeping it 100, never running east or west. We coming with that truth, cause that's what our fans expect. Cut off the freaking anchor, moving forward to be free. But don't you worry, Shayne's got the dumbest tweets. It ain't no secret, Phil and Shayne got some haters. But now the mouth stuck like the true and now and laters. Debaters, claws get kicked like Coach Tabor. Cuts had to be made, we added a barber moderator. Up and down, boys got you double checking. Sad sack strolling like a fool drunk texting. Flexing on the truth cause you know they'll never change. Real, recognize real, that's what you get with Phil and Shayne. 100's what we do when we're breaking down the Bears. Fuck a play or a captain, all of the upstairs. The tape never lies, the truth you see. We analyze so there's no babies like Maybelline. Straight to the truth with acumen and facts. We got a sad nerd, but he's not just giving nerd stats. Car crash, big impact like Max Sack. Every Wednesday night you got the smartest man and Phil back. Now we know you're smiling like a fat kid with fun dip. We're back better than ever and we're keeping it 100.
Keeping it 100, baby.
Keep it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the Smartest Man.
Keeping it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the Smartest Man.
Keeping it 100, baby.
Keeping it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the Smartest Man.
Keeping it 100, baby.
Keep it 100.
Keeping it 100.
Hello guys, this is Loki from Mexico City from the show Haciendo El Oso, and I am here to remind you that you are watching Keeping It 100 in the Tape Never Lies Network with my brothers, Dr. Draft Phil and the Smartest Man, Shayne Marceau. Stick around.
Yeah.
I keep this place under high security. I am the firewall. Nobody gets by me. I'm the hype man for the tape never lies. You understand? I'm only gonna say it once.
What are you
Keep
doing?
it 100. The tape never lies.
The following show is for mature audiences only. Shy City Sports.
Have never agreed on a prospect before until this year in October when we all DM'd each other at the same time and we're all in unison about Mac Jones. Alabama, they're so good. Mac Jones is only good because of the play. No. You look at the fundamentals and you look at the techniques and the toughness. There's so much that you have to analyze. Those of you just learning the game, you can't just follow the Bears blog and PFF Brad and these people with their numbers. That is like a quarter or a tenth of the story.
And they cover our Chicago Bears. Yes, the Tape Never Lies Network, with our brothers, Draft Dr. Phil and Shayne, the smartest man. Shouting out Claudio. Yo, Claudio, what's up? Cars, what's up, baby? Yes, it's the Tape Never Lies Network. And I'm Larry Function Jones, and I'm a Bear fan, and I'll watch it. It's the best coverage on the Bears, the best film study on the Bears. It's the best information you get on the Bears. It's just the best coverage. It's TTNL, the Tape Never Lies Network. Yeah!
That's where we are. Again, a lot of people have caught up, but if you guys listen, I'll say this because I see my boy Chris Jackal. I never look at colleges to define players. That's fool's gold.
Yeah!
You can't go all Penn State backs. You gotta avoid them. Then you miss out on a Saquon Barkley, a Larry Jones. That's not how you do it. You gotta look at the player. And I'll say my piece, and you can add yours. The thing I love so much about Mac Jones, Shayne, is not only his intelligence, but his fucking complete, utter accuracy.
Yeah!
And his mechanics. You talk about that follow through, watch his back leg. We're gonna break all of that down and show you. I'll put Mitch and him side by side to give
Seth, tweet that out to me about the Notre Dame quarterback, and I will address it on Dumbest Tweets.
It doesn't fucking matter as long as Matt Nagy is there. Boom, he dropped the mic.
He wouldn't even be drafted by me. Maybe in the 5th round, I would Ian Book. He has some traits that I like, but Mac Jones, to me, accuracy, a lot of intangibles.
I want to get excited about Mac Jones, and I understand there's a lot of deep balls that aren't contested. There's deep balls that are contested. Just watch. He's made a couple of throws that we're going to put up there. I have no idea how he got the ball where it went.
Boom, he drops the mic.
That's a separator. That's something that Mitch had his moments. Mitch's deep ball, we played the clip.
Yeah!
From John Gruden back when he was in college. Mitch was so inconsistent.
Inside. That's what she likes. But yeah, we're going to break down the draft like nobody else. We're going to have guests on, and you guys, why I like Mac Jones. I shared that story on the QB Quandary show because we never have all been in unison, me, Cars, and Shayne, who I've known for 20-something years, on a prospect. So that's checking a statistical box for all of us.
Yo, the barber!
Bears nerd have never agreed on a prospect.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, I want to introduce you to Shayne, the Brain Marshall.
He's Chicago. He's gonna come here and he's gonna be Jim McMahon. He's gonna drive a fucking rusty van and in short fucking shorts. Yeah, it's all this bullshit, and that's why I've said, set your standards higher. That's why they've been inept for such a long time. You think the fucking answer is Gardner Minshew? No, it's not. If that's your answer, you're done. You're done. If you want to make him your backup and say, yeah, you're going to compete. Yeah, exactly.
The smartest man in the world.
Dude, where's our fucking quarterback?
Went with the coach, Mike Ditka.
You can't go wrong with the coach.
There you go. Yeah, I wish we had one.
Hello guys, how you doing tonight? Phil, before we go into another stuff, can I say something? I have the answer to your question. Who the fuck is our quarterback? I have the answer. I really do.
Go ahead.
It doesn't fucking matter as long as Matt Nagy is there. Boom, he drops the mic. Bye-bye.
Big plays are nice. They're good.
So that means you have to go all in on Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson, because those are the two that can carry the bridge. They can cross the Nagy bridge.
Big plays are nice. They're good.
If you will. Because they transcend any offensive philosophy. Those are the two quarterbacks that do that. So Ryan Pace with his back up against the wall and this shit show that is this fucking organization.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
This embarrassment, this collaboration.
But when you can collaborate.
And the envy, we're the envy of the NFL, our culture.
We have exactly the right football culture, that all teams strive for.
Said nobody except this Millhouse fuck.
Have the ability to challenge each other and come out united, you stand a better chance to make more right decisions than wrong ones.
It drives me insane how you gonna lie and be condescending to the fan.
Yes.
You know better. So now, fuck the culture and all the bullshit and all the corporate collaboration, synergy, regression, and go down the fucking corporate list of Pace.
It was surprising, and in some ways it was disappointing.
In this fucking place, I don't even know, Alice Hall. I don't give a shit how shiny your shit looks in the yard. It's still dog shit. Okay? You can have the cleanest yard. Where's Fat Mike? He'll tell you. But the reality is, the Bears are desperate. So don't think that they're going to do what you think they're going to do. In fact, we went through the history, Shayne, at the quarterback position. You got to hope DeFilippo and Matt Nagy are there like bodyguards saying, no, this is it.
But what about Angelo?
Or else we're done. Like, you got to care because, as I said before, Matt Nagy ain't getting another head coaching job if this fails.
And the best mailman there is.
Bye-bye for now. We'll see you on the show. The tape never lies. Keeping it 100.
Keeping it 100.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, this is Claudio the Barber, and this is Shy City Sports Keeping It 100. We got another great show for you tonight. We got two guests on tonight. We got Purdue Safety Tyler Coyle coming on first, and then we got Bears guard Dieter Eiselen coming on. So let's just get to it. We got a lot to get through. Let's bring on Shayne the Brain, Marsa, and Draft Dr. Phil. There he is. I don't know what happened with that open, Phil.
What the hell?
Yeah,
It was
got
like
a little crazy at
It's
the
like
end.
max headroom. I going back to the 80s. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Dude, I have no idea.
I didn't know if that was something that you meant to do. And then
I didn't.
Like, man, that's
I was wondering in the beginning. Then when I looked up 2 minutes later and it was still going, I'm like, yeah, that something got fucked up there.
No, something in the upload happened, but you can hear it on the podcast version. I don't know what the fuck happened. It was on an Angelo trip. Unless Ted Phillips came in and tried to fucking sabotage like the Beastie Boys, but some people probably think that was meant to be, and we'll just leave it at that.
Kind of like Shayne the Brain.
Shayne the Brain.
It doesn't work for me.
Shayne the Brain.
Does not work for me.
It rhymes, though. I mean,
no.
Smoke weed every day.
Listen, we got a great show. Obviously, in the open, I think it's important. Our 100 crew stands true all over the world. Bears fans and TTNL heads. Tape never lies, peeps. 100 crew. However you consider yourself, understand the hard work and the analysis that we put into the tape and the film study, and we stand by that. And then, as we've told you, people like Sandy Tom, who have been with us for years, Heidi Zimmerman, I'm trying to think of old heads that have been with us all through the good, the bad, and the ugly. John Necrone, Chris Jackal, knowing that we do this work, we stand by our truth and our analysis, and then everybody plucks from that tree and starts writing stories. And now all of a sudden, Mac Jones is fucking
all over
the talk of the town. When, as you could see back in November, the work, and I know Berlissimo, our guy on Sundays on the Draft Mob, was also with us. That was prior to him becoming the network. I'm Mac Jones. it's funny, but it honestly does get a little disappointed. Emory Jones, yes, you are an old head. Not in age, but just a supporter since the beginning. Ryan Cox, look, 3 in a row. Heidi, Ryan, and EJ. You guys have been with us since the inception.
Speaking of getting old, let me address this right off the jump.
Elephant in the room.
Listen, TTNL got out of YouTube jail because we had the 90-day suspension thing, and then 9 days later, my Twitter account got suspended for a tweet, a reply to a Tariq Cohen caption contest from 2018. I had a little video. I was in my vehicle and the radio was playing, and unfortunately they dinged me for a copyright DMCA violation and suspended my Twitter account because of that. And it's whatever. Hopefully, it's crazy. Nothing that I did crazy that just came out of the blue. They emailed me at like 5:30 in the morning and literally signed off. All the best, Twitter. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that probably pissed you off more than it.
Yeah, it did. I took a screenshot of it just so I could savor that.
All the best, literally, all the best. Twitter, like fuck you.
Yeah.
And fuck you again because you're done. And there's no answers to this shit.
No,
and it's the reality of.
Let's not even worry about it, man. We got our.
You have to get the elephant out.
He's been in here a while. He wants to.
Yeah, I hope he's loving the show.
He wants to get back to working out and shoveling that inch and a half of snow in Nashville.
I wonder if they even sell ice scrapers in Nashville.
Probably not.
Listen, we got a big show tonight. Football, as we've promised, we're going to have guests, draft prospects, players, media people, analysts, and you people that are hosts of other Bears podcasts that Shayne and I are watching that set the bar. Obviously, you saw Loki in the intro. I think he's in the he's in the chat tonight, my boy. What up, Loki? I want to support everybody. There's plenty of room. But that being said, when you're a safety, you don't want to have plenty of room. You want to tighten down that box, come in the alley and fill. And we do things a certain way here. And we got to introduce our first guest the right way, the tape never lies way.
TTNL fans, you all know that Phil and Shayne love the NFL draft. With that being said, as we enter this offseason and start circling team needs, we see a glaring hole at safety for our Chicago Bears. This guy might be able to fix all that. Bears fans, TTNL fans, NFL draft fans, let's give it up the only way we know how, the TTNL way. Let's give it up for the former Boilermaker. He's safety, Tyler Coyle.
Oh, yeah. Tyler Coyle in the house tonight. Let's put you in the hot seat right in the middle of us two. What's up? How you feeling tonight?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
You know, Tyler, growing up, my grandfather always told me he was the Tom Coughlin way. If you're 5 minutes early, you're late. And you are not that. You were like 30 minutes early chopping it up with us pre-show, man. We love that.
That's how it's supposed to be done.
That's right.
Yeah.
We love it, man.
There's no doubt this guy's a hard worker. When you look at the tape with this guy, he is that dog. And that's the position that you played there. But before at Purdue, and before you define that, well, why don't you define that now? Because I'll probably forget to come back to ask you that. At Purdue, you obviously transferred from UConn to Purdue. We'll get into that. But I want to know this position that you played there, this dog, as you call it. Yeah. Obviously, you got to be a dog to play like one. Talk about the position and why it was so essential into your defense and coach's philosophy there at Purdue.
It was kind of a linebacker / like hybrid safety, kind of. You had to be fast, physical. You basically had to have all the intangibles of like a defensive back. You had to come down in the box, make plays on linemen. push them around, come up and tackle the ball carrier at the end of the day.
Tyler, when you just to bring the Chicago Bears into this, who are you watching? Are you looking at a guy like Kyle Fuller that he played that same type of a position in college at Virginia Tech? He was all over. He was that rover role. You see a guy more recently, like a Deion Buchanan was all over the place. And is that you have some guys that you kind of pattern your game after that are in the league right now?
Definitely. I feel like I'm a Justin Simmons / Jamal Adams kind of player. I could come down in the box and, play in the box like Jamal Adams, but I could also cover sideline to sideline like Justin Simmons.
So you had your pro day, and your agent and I talked. He's very high on you. Obviously, that's an agent's job, but I know your agent very well, and he doesn't blow smoke like me. He comes from that tree. We've coached together, this guy, and I trust him emphatically. So when he talks about you and you look at some of these pro day numbers, I'll give the numbers. We got a 40 time, 4.40 at 6 foot. What are you? 6 foot?
6'1".
What? 6'1". Give us the weight.
210.
210. 6'1", 210, Shayne. 4'4". Coming down the alley. He had a 3.81 on Barlissimo. I don't see him in the chat. He would be flipping out on that. And here's where the explosiveness comes into checking a box. So these times just check boxes. The tape never lies. These are things that are going beyond the box now. I'm talking about a 40-inch vert. Now, I just want people to understand I'm 5'7". If I had a 40-inch vert, I'd be able to dunk. That's the reality of that.
You're going to be taking that NFL paycheck off the top of the backboard, right?
That's the goal. That's the goal.
He did 20 reps on the bench press at 225. He had a broad jump, and this right here is impressive. 11.3.
Yeah, Phil shared that with me today, and I'm like, oh Jesus, that just talks about explosiveness right there. That's something, some of these numbers can get not overrated on your part, but I'm just saying they can get overrated in the grand scheme of things. That's something that scouts everywhere are looking at. They're looking at that broad jump number because that tells so much about what you do on the football field. And with your size already, man, somebody that's that explosive, that is very, very impressive.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, don't be humble here. I know you're in a slippery spot in Nashville, Tennessee. They got a half inch of snow or an inch of snow or an inch and a half.
2 inches.
2 inches. Yeah.
That's about Angelo coming in. Or brags. But the reality is those numbers obviously go beyond the tape where you shine. Here's a physical football player. But the thing about you that stands out is your ability to anticipate the football. So you're not just that Deion Buchanan that would be comped to you, who played for the Cardinals and came down and played, say, same former Alabama kid, Shayne. What was his name? He ended up going to the Rams.
Barron.
Barron. Yeah, Mark Barron. Those are the comps that you're going to get, but your times are freakish as far as an athlete. So going out and doing these drills, obviously with COVID, is this more of teams having to approach you to get you to do personal workouts? How is this going to be set up? Because these numbers, and we're sharing it on the show, we got fans all over the world. Obviously, our focus is on the Bears, but in the NFL draft, we focus on all of the prospects, all of the stuff. And it just so happens the Chicago Bears have a need at safety in our book. So you fill the bill because we have a guy that's 6'1" from Alabama that's not as physical as you and Eddie Jackson. We get on him about his physicality. With you, the tape doesn't lie. You're physical. So how do you approach now with the NFL? Are they calling you to check in with you and do these with scouts from all over the league? Is there a centralized pro day that you're going to have again, or did that already happen?
I have a centralized pro day, March 23rd at Purdue. It should be a lot of big names there because obviously, we have Rondell Moore, the receiver. And
talk about explosive.
Explosive. Yeah,
Yeah.
you want to talk about explosive.
You ain't
we
kidding.
got guys like him, that's attending a pro day. So the scouts are gonna be there. It's gonna be up to me to, make a name for myself.
Yep. Tyler, one thing that I always like to talk about with guys like you that are entering this process is David Montgomery, the running back for the Bears. He came out a couple of years ago, and that whole first year is a complete whirlwind, and it's you're working out, you really don't get a break. Then you're going into mini camp and rookie camp, and then training camp is right around the corner. And one thing that he found out was after year one, he needed to completely revamp his diet and make that a whole different way, because he said he's a workout warrior. He said it wasn't crazy for him to wake up at 2:00 in the morning and then go lift weights because he just wanted to do it. But he said the problem was he go lift weights, and then when he went back home to go to bed, he might stop at Krispy Kremes and grab a couple donuts. But how has is that something that your people that you're working with in this process is your diet and everything going forward? And sports science is a huge part of the NFL today, and I'm sure even at Purdue, is that a huge part of what you're doing?
That's actually one thing that that was my main focus coming down here. It was my diet, changing, because I was I like cheeseburgers and things like that.
And you went to Nashville for all that barbecue and all that.
Exactly, there's a lot of barbecue down here. But I've been holding my composure, trying to stick to what they feed us at Boost Performance, down here in Nashville. I get breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I just eat what they give me, and I try to make the best of it.
Yeah.
When you look at players around the league, obviously, as a kid growing up here in Connecticut, my home state, do you have anybody that you emulated and want or patterned your game after?
What are you saying, from Connecticut?
No, just in the NFL overall. Is there somebody that, or college or wherever, that you emulated your game after?
I feel like I try my best to emulate Jamal Adams. I'm not, like I said, he could come down in the box and he could also cover the field sideline to sideline. I just try to do my best to do the same.
How much pride do you take when you got a guy who's running maybe a shallow cross? You recognize the quarterback snapped his head and he's going there, and you're a step behind. How much pride do you take in gathering and catching up and destroying in that moment?
One thing about me, I hate losing. So if I'm behind, I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna get there for sure. I'm gonna get there to get them down.
That's what I like to hear.
Absolutely. No, that's competitive. I mean,
you dung a bell in my room. Bing, you check the box. Go ahead, Shayne. I'm sorry.
So with all this workout and everything going on, Tyler, what are you doing just in your downtime, like away from this, just to kind of, re-energize yourself and get your mind right to attack the day the next day? What do you do? Are you a Netflix and chill guy? Are you firing up you got a PlayStation 5 or a Series X? Have you been able to get one yet?
No, I got an Xbox. I haven't got the new one yet though.
Yeah,
but
Team Xbox.
I play a little Call of Duty here and there.
Yeah. They're going to be coming out with college football next year too on there, so that's what we're looking forward to.
1 year after you leave, or will they have him?
Man.
Do they do it in the past year?
We can get
those.
That?
The past year.
It might be the past year.
Yeah, you might still.
So you might be on that game.
We can get those revamped rosters and find out who that crazy safety from Purdue is. Yeah, absolutely.
Let me ask you this though. You're here at UConn. What created this jump to Purdue? What's the true story behind there, and why you left UConn and went to Purdue?
Honestly, I feel like a change in level, change in speed. I wanted to come to Big Ten and ultimately show that I could, do the same thing I was doing in AAC in the Big Ten. And I had two coaches that recruited me to come to Purdue, Coach Anthony Poindexter and Bob Diaco. They were the safety coach and defensive coordinator at Purdue last year. So, it was just that connection, ultimately it was an easy transfer for me.
Poindexter was a UVA guy, safety at UVA, right back in the
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man, that's
former Giant,
shows,
right?
It shows how old I am, man. I remember when he came out in the draft. Phil and I were
He's a
probably
big
interviewing
dude.
him. Yeah.
He's a big
He actually
dude.
just got the job at Penn State, safety coach at Penn
Nice.
State.
Look at that. He's keeping it in house in the Big Ten.
Yep.
So Tyler, a lot of this process is really the biggest job interview of your life. If I'm sitting here interviewing you right now and I say Tyler, and a lot of these guys, when they're asking you these questions, already know the answers. They just want to see how you're going to phrase it. But if I'm looking you in the eyes right now and I said, Tyler, you tell me what are the flaws in your game that you need to focus on to get better going, to make this jump. What does Tyler Coyle need to work on?
Transitioning in and out of my breaks, being a little bit better in my man coverage. I could definitely say that. But other than that, I come down, I play physical, and I like to tackle.
So you're all ready to, right out of the gate, they tell you you're going to be out on special teams. You're strapping up and running out there to go kill somebody.
I'm giving it 150%.
That's what they want to hear, my man. So that's a perfect answer.
He's checking boxes. Yeah. Let me give you this advice before I ask you this next question. Sometimes they know what the answer is and they ask the question to see if you're going to keep it 100, like the show is titled.
Exactly.
So if you can embrace the things you have to work on, that makes you that much greater and more a coach wants to coach guys that understand, because then they could push you. So that is phenomenal that your answer, because I know NFL people watch our show and people are constantly checking in. And I'm telling you, this is a reality for you. As Shayne said, the biggest job interview is just the opportunity to get in the competition. And watching you play, obviously these numbers, I mean, I didn't even tell everybody. This guy had a 6'10" high jump. 6'10". I think, what was it? A month? That was a record.
I was US number 1 for a month in high school. At a height of 6'10".
6'10"
Wow. Nice.
in high school. It's I don't think like people have a comprehension of that and how athletic and explosive that is. It's unbelievable. So let me ask you this: there's a showcase of being in the alley and coming in and filling the alley and coming down on a running back. Who was the most difficult back that you faced off against in your career?
In my career, I played a lot of good backs. I think he played for the Rams right now. I want to say Daryl Henderson or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
That's his name.
Yep.
Yeah. He went to Memphis.
Memphis.
Yep,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. He another
he could run the
explosive
ball
guy.
now.
Oh, yeah. He was explosive. Yeah. I think that was a guy that Chicago was probably interested in. He went right before he got drafted by the Rams, and then the Bears traded up for David Montgomery. But yeah, very explosive guy. Yeah, I hear you.
You look at your game, and there's a lot of pride that pops off the tape for me when I watch it. And it's not because you're from my home state. Went to Windsor High School here in Connecticut, all state, obviously breaking records in the high jump and everything. Was football your love? Was that your passion?
I definitely would say so. I played other sports like basketball and track and field, but football, I've been playing it since I was 5, and I had 4 older brothers that also played. So I was looking up to them when I was little, probably like 2, 3. And I'm
Are you the youngest? Are you the youngest in the family?
Oh, yeah.
You got the shit beat all your life.
Exactly. So they basically, molded me into who I am today.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
Did they play college ball or anything like that?
No.
So that all helped you. Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
and we were talking about that today. Me and Shayne were actually talking about all these people that we knew that were so fucking talented, like beyond anything, but they didn't do anything. with it
Exactly.
because up here, that's what football, I tell people all the time that are new to the game. We have a lot of people that are learning the game through our channel, our network. We're proud of that. The Tape Never Lies, showing you the fundamentals as well as the film, obviously, and interviews like with you. But there's so many people. I'm sure you have stories that is somebody that was more talented than you, and he just didn't, or she didn't apply themselves. Yeah, mentally. And it goes on. That's why when I watch your tape, I see a lot of pride. Like you played receiver in high school, you go up and get the football. You got a background in track, basketball. Can you throw down? Can you
Yeah,
throw?
I definitely could dunk. 360 windmill.
I'd hope so, dude.
Definitely could dunk.
40-inch vert at 6'1".
We got this barber that can't dunk on a 4-foot rim over here. He's dunking donuts. That's about it.
How much of a difference was the Big Ten? Honestly, keep it 100 from the competition that you played here in the Atlantic Conference. What is it? The Atlantic AAC.
Yeah.
So how much of it? Thank you. I always fumble because it was the Big East. Then they went to another. Now they're in the AAC. So how much of a difference is it for you? Honestly, were you anxious a little bit when you first walked onto the campus of Purdue and like, oh shit, this is Big Ten football. I've watched this since I was a kid. Now you're there.
My first day, I was a little anxious, but as time goes on, you're basically playing the same skill wise. You're playing the same players. The only shift and like difference I really seen was the offensive lineman and defensive lineman. They're a lot bigger and more physical. That's the only major shift I've really seen.
Being at Purdue, how big is the presence of a guy like you see, Drew Brees, probably most likely hanging him up and going into the booth. But do you feel that presence of a Drew Brees there? Just like, every day you're around the facility of an absolute icon really in football. Does he still have a big presence in Purdue football?
He definitely has a big presence. As you walk on the field, you see posters all over the place, Drew Brees, and it's basically a sense of pride. He went to the same university that I'll go to, and he made it. So why can't I do the same?
Yeah, we need to draft another guy from Purdue. I think the last one that we took was maybe Roosevelt Colvin back in the day.
Colvin.
Yeah,
was he the last one
from Purdue?
We got to get a fact check. Claudio. Maybe he could do some fact checking. He's producing skills. Although I don't know what happened to the Open with that glitch.
Yeah, got a little.
That was like max headroom. When you go out there, obviously this past season, and it's COVID, and there's no fans in the audience, how difficult is that for you to play the game of football that's so, just in my experience, the fans just ignited a different energy inside me. This whole feeling. How hard was that for you to deal with this past season?
Honestly, when I'm on the field, I'm so locked in, I barely even hear the fans.
Okay.
So it really didn't bother me a lot. You know what I'm saying? Just going out there, reading my keys and doing my job. That's my main focus when I'm out there on the field.
Tyler, we got a couple of questions here, and everybody's, concerning themselves with the draft. It's a big part of what we do.
Kyle Orton.
Yeah, Kyle Orton was so that would have been 2005.
Yeah, he was after.
Yeah,
COVID.
But in terms of have you been given like I know sometimes if you're gonna come out early or whatever, you get a projection on maybe like a projected draft range. Is that anything that they've shared with you?
4 through 7. It's somewhere in that range. It's all in God's hand though.
Yep. And hey, thing about it is, man, end of the day, everybody wants to get drafted as high as they can, but situation matters so much.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It
really does.
If you go in there, the Bears drafted Eddie Jackson in round 4, and then he had some injury issues, and you come into a good situation, you you get
Ultimately
after the
make a name for
football.
yourself.
You're damn right, and it doesn't matter if you're round 4, round 7, undrafted free agent. I mean, there's a lot of undrafted free agents in the Hall of Fame. So but keep that work ethic, man. It's going to get you places.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you this: the ball's in the air, and with the change in contact, are you more reticent to attack the football now, or are you just still that physical football player that's ready to knock someone on their ass and let people know your presence?
I take the ball over, any big hit. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
No, that's what we want to know.
To get that ball, going to get the ball, it can make ultimately a big play for the team. The spark that the offense probably needs.
What's your preference? Are you more of a zone safety, or you like being up at the line of scrimmage? Are you're comfortable at the hashes? You don't care. You're a man. Either or.
I could man zone. I could come down in the box, like I said. Play the gap like a linebacker. It really doesn't matter.
Your favorite place is on the field, right? Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Shayne's giving you great answer. So when the Chicago Bears come and talk to you, they're like, so what do you prefer? Do you want to play up? Do you want to play back? I just want to be on the field. And that'll knock them off their feet.
Yeah.
You are the brain, Shayne. Shayne the brain, as Angelo.
No, we're not going to go. We're not going to go there. What are your plans for draft weekend, Tyler? You got any? I mean, I don't know. Obviously, this whole COVID situation is still overhanging with everybody, and it affects. I mean, last year, Phil and I called NFL draft weekend. It's grown man's Christmas. We get hyped for it, and we study it, get all crazy. But you have any plans with family, friends? Keep it
probably
small.
Be just hanging around with my family. That's they got me here. They got me here, so I wouldn't.
You have any of those smart ass friends that are going to be calling and say, "Hey, this is Dre from Tampa Bay. We're going to take you in the 4th round."
Honestly, I hope not, but I'll probably get 1 or 2 of those.
There's always some friend that's they don't even get the anxiety that day is going to bring to you, obviously. I can only imagine the excitement. Now, as a kid growing up, Keep It 100, what was your team that you loved?
I'm not even gonna lie, I went with my dad, the Dallas Cowboys.
There you go. There you go. So who was your guy, though? Who is your guy? Like, my son is a huge David Montgomery fan. He went with his dad, as you could see. Who's your guy? Yeah.
Cam. I was a diehard Cam Newton fan. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh, nice.
So you went opposite of the Cowboys. You went with Cam. So then you became a Panthers fan?
Yep. I had to switch from my dad team. I had to.
How did your dad take that? Is he all right?
Obviously, I trader, but it is what it is. I watched Cam all the way from Auburn, and I just followed into the NFL.
Did you see the video of the kid at the football camp with Cam here a couple of days ago? That was some craziness. I mean, I think that says a lot about the kid's parents and upbringing. I said, it's crazy. And I mean, that kid never shut up. I give Cam a lot of credit for, kind of keeping
handling it the way he handled it. Yep.
Yeah, because I mean, it really could have got out of hand. Because I mean, I was uncomfortable watching it, and that kid, he was a little chatterbox. I'm like, oh man, where is your father or where's your mother? So man, my father would have whooped my ass. I know that growing up.
No question about it. No question about it.
I didn't get to see this.
There was a kid. He was calling Cam Trees like, you're a free agent, you're trash, you're
trash. Yep.
You're
God.
It was. I think at one point Cam did. He's like, "Where's your father? I want to talk to your father."
Oh, that was the perfect response.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then the kid, I don't know. Did they say how old the kid was? He was pretty young.
I think he was 18.
Oh, was he really?
17,
oh, really?
18.
Oh my God.
Oh, so yeah, he definitely should have known better. But I see he put out statement,
saying sorry, or
yeah.
Oh, everyone's got a statement after you've shown your true.
That wouldn't have
colors.
worked in my house growing up. I know that.
Oh, that wouldn't have. You look at the NFL draft, obviously the cap is going to be different. So draft players with salary that is lower, honestly, is always going to trump in a business. So if you can perform in the manner with which your tape and your times say, you're one of these guys in the fourth or maybe third round that someone takes a chance on because they see you as a fit in their defensive philosophy. Take us through a little bit about coverage at Purdue. How complex were the coverages that they were asking you to play? Obviously, you more so than anyone, because, and I'll just say this to the audience, when a guy is asked to play hybrid, so to speak, he calls it dog. Some people call it other things. I know Hardball has a name for it over there, like RoboCop or whatever.
Like Star, Diamond, different.
Ninja, Diamond.
Yep.
It's this position that's asked to do three things. It's be a linebacker, be a safety, and then be a free safety. So that kind of, box for me is showcasing on the tape that this young man could do a lot more for your defense than not. So how complex were those schemes for, say, in comparison to what you were doing at UConn?
It was pretty much the same.
Okay.
As at the position, I'll go curl flat. I have to carry two. Up to 10 to 15 yards. Simple, basic. Have to set the edge as a like the outside part of the. Basic things like setting
that edge.
Curl flat. Yeah, exactly. It was pretty much the same as like an outside backer.
You'd like to set in the edge here in Chicago. You could kick the shit out of our left tackle, Charles Leno. He's tough to tell. You could destroy him, but we'll cut that out so I don't get you in trouble.
They have a Connecticut guy, right? John Jenkins.
John Jenkins
John,
from my hometown.
Friend of the show. He's been on.
Friend of the show, John Jenkins in Meriden.
Real big John Jenkins.
Big John.
Real big John Jenkins.
Yeah.
Big John has a freaking car collection. This guy's always got rims.
Yeah, he was going over to, I think we had him on the show the one time. He was having one imported from like Japan or something crazy. But
yeah, John was playing great football at the end of the season here against the Saints. He really played.
They should have gave him that pick there. They called it a fumble recovery.
That was an interception.
I agree.
Against the Saints and against Drew Brees, Purdue.
Yeah, Purdue.
Look at it, it's all coming together. Look at that.
Full circle.
Are you a Marvel guy or a DC guy?
I feel like I'm a Marvel guy. Definitely Marvel.
What's your favorite Marvel movie?
Hawk Marvel, right? Yeah.
The Hawk? Is the Hawk?
Hulk.
Oh, Hulk.
You said Hulk, didn't you?
I thought you said Hawk. I thought you said Hawk. I'm like, who the fuck is Hawk? I'm getting old.
Hawkeye, yeah.
He said Hulk. My bad. The Incredible Hulk. I love the Hulk too. Yeah.
Tyler, did you have a wow, I'm in Big Ten football moment when you got to Purdue, like during a game, or like, holy shit, this is, I'm nothing against, Connecticut or anything like that, but even coming from high school, did you have a holy shit moment while you were at Purdue?
Definitely. My first time I lined up against Rondell Moore.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. The speed, his explosiveness and the way he changed and shift directions is really amazing. It's really amazing.
Oh yeah, I mean you talk about we're built on the tape never lies, and I said he's like when Tariq Cohen came out, they called him the human joystick, and I said that's Rondell like that. Yeah, it's the same damn thing. It's very, very impressive. I mean, we do mock drafts here. I've seen multiple mock drafts of him going 20th to Chicago. So I said maybe we could use a couple Boilermakers on this roster. But
get two for the price of one.
Yeah, we got. Are you team iPhone or team Android?
Team iPhone, definitely. Can't.
So
Yeah.
he's an iPhone guy, Marvel, and Xbox.
He's lining
he's
with
my
you.
guy. Yep.
He's lining with
Yep.
Tupac or Biggie. That's the key.
Biggie. No question.
Yes.
Yep, there you
Now
go.
he's
He's Connecticut, so you knew he was going to go.
Well,
Yeah.
some Connecticut
Right
peeps
there, New York,
surprised.
right there.
Yep.
Hell yeah, Biggie's my guy. He's winning. He's winning the interview award. Here's my moment.
Barber's a Vanilla Ice fan. This guy over here.
Here would be my moment, and maybe when you play Michigan and you hear the band and you hear that Michigan fight song, for me that would have been my moment in the Big Ten playing. Your moment was playing up against your teammate. Talk a little bit more about this guy for fans that don't know how talented this receiver is out of Purdue.
You got to really see it to believe it. Honestly, he's probably all of 5'8", probably the fastest guy out there. Probably should run like a 4.3 at his pro day. Routes crisp. Man, if he could just stay healthy, that's the biggest question mark, like going into this process for him. But if he can stay healthy, definitely should be a 10 plus years in the NFL kind of guy.
That's great stuff. I mean, especially when your teammates see it, they're not afraid to talk about it. That's the endorsement that people are saying. Oh, maybe we can get Rondell on here and talk about you. Maybe you can hook that up for us. That would be dope.
I definitely let him know about it.
That would be dope. He's a talented football player at that size, that speed, that quickness, and watching Coyle play the game of football with his physicality. If he's speaking up on something like that, you got to listen to it. That means a lot. Shayne, your final questions, or do we have some questions from the chat, Claudio? I know there's over 185 people.
Yeah, a few people asked, where do you think you're going to go in the draft?
Oh, he already said that. 4 through 7.
Yeah, 4 through 7.
Claudio, oh my.
I'm reading. I can't listen and read sometimes at the same time. I'm still learning. All right, I'll find another one. Let's go.
This is the problem, Corey.
Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day. I know I will.
They're going to legalize it in Connecticut, Phil. Did you hear?
That's the problem with Claudio.
Did you hear that? They're going to legalize
it. No, is it?
Yeah, the governor's saying he might do it. I might try it for the first time.
Well, Illinois, the surplus of money that they're getting, and Colorado. My buddy's out in Colorado. They fucking sent him a check for $600 because not because of COVID, just because there's such a surplus. So I just think that's a whole nother show. And it's one, Claudio, that we're going to have. My former teammate at Hofstra, Dr. Damas.
Here's a question for you, Tyler.
Here we go.
Would you rather hit someone so hard that they go to the Ben Askren realm? I don't know what that means. Or get an interception?
You answered that too, Claude.
I answered that one too.
These are coming from the chat. I don't know what
Smoke weed every day.
They're coming from the chat. Nobody's coming up with some good questions.
Well, I was going to ask you if you're Team Xbox or Team PlayStation.
All right, you Team Phil or Team Shayne? There you go. There's a good
What
one.
is the you got? I see you got the Purdue swag on. What is the salty? What is there? Is that like a? Where
Honestly,
did that?
I have no clue.
No
They
clue?
just gave us a shirt, and it'll look good on me. So
There you go.
Salty. Now you're in Nashville and you're training. So what is your day like? Is it wake up at 6 a.m? Now you're doing this. It's all scheduled out.
Yeah, it's all scheduled out. So I wake up probably like 6 o'clock. Get to the facility by 7:15. Breakfast. We probably have a little workout at 8:15 on the field. Change the direct. If it's a change of direction day, we'll probably do 5, 10, 5. The shuttle work. Then we have like 3 hours off, and then we come back and lift at probably like 1 o'clock, and then we have the rest. We lift from 1 to 2, 3 sometimes, and then we have the rest of the day off.
Nice.
So that downtime, you got to get that try to get that new Series X, man. It's pretty dope. Get that downtime.
PS5.
No. He's
Stop
Team
playing the
Xbox.
little kid Xbox.
Come on now. PlayStation has to number their systems because nobody's smart to play them. They can't figure it out.
Oh, jeez. Here's a question from Adeptus Serpentis. Is it more difficult to cover a physical tight end or a twitchy nickel? Or slot, he's talking about slot receiver.
It's definitely a twitchy slot, because it go. They basically have like a two-way go.
Yeah,
right.
They could go either which way, and you're going backwards, so you have to, basically make the move before them and determine which way they go.
Tyler, do you have a preference of what type of surface you play on? I mean, in terms of the next turf, the just natural grass. I know we've had different guys on here. They don't. Some of them say they don't care, but some of them like to know that like to have the sure footing of the next turf. And we had Kyle Long on here, and he's like, no, man, you give me real grass all day, every day, because it's easier on my knees. You have a preference?
I have to say the real grass because, like he said, it is easier on your knees. That turf is beating up your knees, and then when you fall on it, you get a nice little turf burn.
Yep.
Yeah, natural grass is where it's at.
So, Tyler, when you started football, did you want to play defense right away, or did you play offense first and then move to defense? Or
Well, I started off my career as a quarterback, midgets. I played quarterback up until my sophomore year in high school, where I moved to receiver and safety. But I feel like defense is where it's at. I like to come down and be physical and tackle.
We need a quarterback real bad here in Chicago, Tyler. If you want to dust off your playbook.
That's long gone. That's long gone.
Let me ask you this: why the number 25? What's up with the significance of that?
Honestly, I got it as a freshman, and I wanted to stick with it. There wasn't any basic significance to it. It was, in the league, I'm gonna have to either wear between 20 and 37. So I want to pick a number that that's in between that now, so I could basically carry.
No, you could wear 40s.
You can
go to the 40s now.
Yep.
Just don't wear number 47, all right? Please.
Yeah.
Don't wear 47 on our defense. If you go to Chicago.
If you come to Chicago, just if they tell you 47, say no. Shayne and Phil told me not to go there.
Can I have another Tony Medlin, please?
Yeah, T-Med will be the guy that you'll be getting that from. But
anyway, we've kept him a long time. Yeah. I can't thank you enough for joining us here on Keeping It 100, sponsored by Shy City Sports in Chicago. This guy, look at him on the tape. Tyler, where can people find you? Oh, we got it at the bottom right there on Twitter, on Instagram. That's my guy on Instagram. What's your Instagram handle? Where could they find you there?
T_Cooley 25.
T_Cooley. That's COOLIE 25. So check him out.
Maybe we'll set something up with you because you said you have your regional combine the 23rd of March, correct?
Yep.
Maybe if you have some downtime after that, we'll hook up and have you back, and we can talk about how that went. And
we can definitely do that.
I'm sure the fans will love to hear from you again. I'm sure.
And have real quick. Oh shit! Gotta play it, Claude.
Yeah,
you're so quick. Real quick, as I like to say. Did have any NFL teams reached out to you already?
Yeah, I've heard from basically all 32. Honestly, I've talked to Patriots, Saints, all the teams really, because I've went to a couple camps. I went to the Hula Bowl in Hawaii and the Tropical Bowl in Orlando, where it was.
I forgot to say you were the MVP of that.
Yeah, it was all 32 teams there at both of them, and I got a chance to sit down and do an interview with all.
Nice.
How could I drop the ball on giving this guy his due? He was the MVP down there. No, it ain't fine. You're my boy from Connecticut. I gotta make sure all the fucking cards are on the table. This guy is the real deal. As you could see, the fans are fired up with you. Definitely agree with Shayne. Let's get you back after your regional combine. Our fans are going to follow you. I'm telling you, the 100 crew is strong. Right there, Chris Jackal up in Farmington, Connecticut. That guy is. Connecticut, the CT is representing here, but also Bears fans around the world. We got people from Brazil.
Phil, you know what you got to ask him?
What's up?
You got to ask him about Connecticut pizza.
Oh, have you been to Modern Pizza
Modern
in New Haven?
New Haven.
In New Haven.
I haven't. Honestly, I haven't.
Oh, man.
When are you coming back? Let's do this, Claudia. We're taking.
I get back home probably March 12th.
March 12th or 13th. You have my cell.
Pizza's on TTNL.
Pizza's on us. We're taking you down. This is the best pizza in the fucking world.
I'm shocked.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked too. So do your training. Did he freeze?
Looks like
yeah.
He froze on the. There he is.
All right.
No, there he is.
He's
He
back
froze
now.
for a second. We're taking you on our dime. You're no longer a college kid, so we could pay for your food. All right.
He's freezing up again.
Of course. When he's about, there he is. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm good.
They got
So
you.
when you get back, we got you on our tab. We'll take you down. You got to experience New Haven pizza, man. It is
The best in the
the
world.
best in the world. The best in the world in your home state. Oh, boy. Tyler, thank you so much. I promised. Yes, we're going to take him, Chris Jackal. We're taking him to pizza. I'll film it. The fans will love it, and we'll get your.
Have Angelo come too.
We'll have Angelo, the hype man. Wait till you meet this guy. Maybe not.
We don't want to scare him that quick.
Tyler, thank you so much for all your time. Best of luck to you on this journey. Anything you need, please feel free. You got my number. DM us. TTNL is in your corner. Just a tremendous job tonight. Thank you so much, man.
No problem. Thank you for the opportunity. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, man.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Good
God
luck.
bless. God bless and good luck. And we're gonna bring you for pizza. There's Tyler Coyle.
He's got the football. Do you see him? He's got the football.
Oh, yeah.
He's holding it. That's
a true football.
I remember you.
player.
I remember as a kid, Phil would teach me. You got to have the ball at all times. At night, I'd be laying down, throwing the ball up. I'd be doing the around the back. You know, to practice my hands. You know, you got to have it on you.
Now he's doing the Al Bundy ball grab.
Yeah.
Right?
Listen. You called me out about basketball. Listen, I can't dunk, but I will take you one-on-one, bro.
Oh, no, you won't.
Oh,
No,
this
you
is
won't.
a challenge.
God.
Right
God.
here.
You'll
you
lose
played a lot
that
of basketball
battle.
in your
This
time?
guy's 6 foot.
You'll
what,
lose that
6'5"?
battle. You'll lose that
Well, I
battle.
might. Well, you know, I'll still.
Claudio
put on my
stuff?
best spot.
I'll take you up on
Claudio
that.
likes that set shot from the
That's
quarter.
great. That's great.
Listen,
I said
we will-
I'd take you on. I didn't say I'd beat
You'll lose
you.
that battle.
Angelo will do play-by-play.
We're gonna
Get
put up.
Brags in
We're gonna
town.
put a hoop up on your little circle driveway where you guys grew up.
Yeah,
Remember you
let's do
took
it.
me there.
Oh, we had a lot of fun over there. I was watching some old videos of me and Phil, and
Yeah,
I'm surprised
1988.
Shayne didn't put that up
1988.
with the leg shake.
Yeah, you know why he did that, right?
Shayne was so on point with that.
He's like,
That
bro,
was-
you're the only one that brought it up. He's like, that was so
That
true.
was exactly.
He had the pasted nuts, and he had to break them loose.
Oh, dude,
That was New Year's Eve. You
Yeah.
were sweating, waiting for the clock.
I got other ones, Phil. I got other ones. I was
what?
watching
You
old
put it
tapes. My
together.
dad's reminiscing, and we're
You have
watching
to
old
put them
tapes.
together. I didn't even remember that voice I had when I was a teen. That was my teenage voice.
Yeah, I know the fans are dying. They're dying to see this. Maybe I should send it to Shayne right now. Post it up real quick.
Yeah.
We could
Send it over.
skip it this week.
Phil's like, nah, I don't want to.
I'm in my
shit.
boxers. What was I? How old was I?
You had the
88?
Mickey Mouse. You had the Mickey Mouse T-shirt on. Oh,
Did
well,
I? Was it
88.
Mickey
How
Mouse?
old were you in '88?
I'm doing the math. So born in 73 plus 10, that's 83. So I was
15.
15 years old.
Wow.
I was 14 because I would have been 15 that coming around. So I was 14 years old. So I was about to be a freshman in high school. That's it. Look at that. Yeah, you could send it to him. I don't care. I honestly, everybody gets their balls broken on this show. I thought Tyler was tremendous. This is what we do
you
here.
can tell it matters to him, and that means a lot. And I mean, some guys can come in and just act like a fucking robot, and you can see right through it and know that it doesn't matter. This matters to this dude.
Yeah, he answered every question honestly.
He answered it with honesty, with passion. You know, football's a game where, you know, you get into these moments where you can just tell what does it mean to somebody? How do they feel? How do they process the game? That's why it's so imperative that general managers like Ryan Pace do their job, do what they need to do. I could see Claudio's grin. He's up to something no good. That's all I know. Some newfound tape of me is going to come on the air, and that's okay. Do we have the
What time we got our next guest coming? He's coming
up
10
at
East?
10 East, yes, 10 East. So we got some time here. He graduated. Richard Gordon graduated in 1988.
Tyler's agent, is that Tom? It's not Tom. You're saying
Yeah.
it is Tom.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I don't want to give his name on the air, of course.
That's why I'm saying Tom. I didn't say
Tom Cat.
Could be there's a lot of Toms.
There's a lot of Tom. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I figured that. All right. That's cool.
Yeah. Yes. This kid is football to the core. And that's really what we wanted to get out of the interview. I really wanted to, I've never talked to him in person. So it's imperative that you get, like I said, it's unfortunate, like guys like Ryan Pace, you got to meet with these players to get that stamp of approval. Those of you listening in the audience that are like, how do you like that football player after you've seen it? I've seen a lot of people saying, yeah, I want this guy. I want that guy. That's the kind of stuff that I really hope this network is bringing to the table when you get a young player, obviously going into the league. As Shayne said, this is the biggest job interview of his life. There's a lot of nervousness. Obviously, there's a lot of pressure and preparation. And I felt like it was interesting. He was keeping it 100. He's like, yeah, I used to eat cheeseburgers and shit.
Yeah.
And trust me, if the one thing I loved about college the most, forget all the other great shit, it was the dining hall. It was like you were a football player, you got this card, you went in, and it was like a buffet of every type of food you could possibly, whatever you wanted that night. And it was just, it was the greatest. The food at Hofstra was just outstanding.
Well, you guys brought up the pay thing. I think we've already talked about this. Oh, Shayne's out. Well, Phil, what do you think about college players getting paid?
I think it's very important, obviously, because I feel like in today's day and age where it's not even today's day and age. It's the NCAA has made so much money off of these young players for so long. Jersey sales, sweatshirts. Think about this. Is anybody buying a Northwestern sweatshirt when they're 0-12? No. When the football team is winning the Big Ten East or whatever, they're buying. And because of the football players, the team. So it's imperative. I mean, there were so many scams. There's so many great documentaries out there about football. I mean, SMU, the documentary with Dickerson and Craig James, if you've never seen that one, it just shows you the amount of money that was being thrown around in the 80s, 70s, 80s, 90s.
Bro, I got stories that I shouldn't even share on here about college athletes getting paid.
Yeah.
I'm talking I know two of the big time lacrosse players. I mean, Syracuse is a basketball school through and through, but they have an amazing lacrosse program.
Yeah, they do.
And I know two of the King Dingalings from the lacrosse program there. And I mean, these guys, like I said, it's lacrosse and it's nuts. I mean, I have a story on Derek Coleman back in the late 80s because I
That
have
was a beast. That
Oh
series.
yeah, he was great. He fucking missed layups against Salen's fucking Hoosier, or not layups, free throws, and Salen's Hoosier team back in '87. They would have won
That
on
was
his freshman
smart.
year.
Was that smart in the corner?
Fuck that guy. But
That's when I used to
no.
watch college basketball.
I just can't understand how you can use their identity, like with jerseys.
Well, that's the
that's
whole,
why
how can you use
that's
their
the whole
identity? And they
NCAA
don't-
football thing. That's where the Ed O'Bannon, they're using their likeness and stuff like that. And it's I mean, these universities, let's be honest, the NCAA is the most crooked,
corrupt
organization out there. It's
FIFA might have them beat, but yeah, they're
yeah.
up there.
Well,
FIFA's
yeah.
pretty fucked up. But yeah,
But it's crazy. I mean, well, Phil said it. He's Tyler's he's a pro now, and so we can pay for his dinner. And that's I know people that have lost eligibility that way over
they pick
giving
and
a dude
choose how
$20 to buy a pizza.
look what happened to Bush. Reggie Bush getting his Heisman taken. I mean, that was
that's
just so
ridiculous.
like you're telling me when he was at USC, the number 5 jersey wasn't sold more than the fucking number 70.
Oh, without a doubt.
I mean, it's just
without a doubt.
fucking ridiculous.
I know that's the double standard. It's as Jackal is putting in the chat. It's legal organized crime.
Yeah.
And let me say this: there's always loopholes, just like in contracts and real estate and all these other bendable byproducts of money, as I call them. When you get football players that are 90-man rosters, and you can't give scholarships to everybody. Some people have to walk on, then earn a scholarship. Listen, NCAA, first of all, college in and of itself is so outrageously priced. If you think about what they're charging, not only for classes, but room and board, and then books. My fucking book is like $285 for a book.
That's
for a book.
That's cheap now, bro.
Is it?
Oh
I was
yeah.
just like, oh my
Well,
god!
it's even
I
worse
can tell
right
you
now.
stories.
My daughter's going to Southern right now. I mean, some of the professors aren't even teaching the class. Like you buy, they literally say you buy the book and you just teach yourself.
I'm kidding, man.
That's so fucked up.
I do give a fuck because I'm paying for it.
Breaking news. The tape never lies. Network breaking news.
Barely see
You gotta
him.
get the whole leg in there though.
Yeah, you can tell it's from '88. It's all pixelated and.
Well, that's me recording
Oh,
my parents'
okay.
television. It was a VHS. So we were playing a VHS on my dad's TV, and I recorded it on my phone.
Does your dad have an HD TV, or has he still got that?
No, it's
fucking
HD. Yeah, it's
projection
HD,
TV. Remember?
He's got the Mark
HD
Potash.
can't do anything for
The Mark
VHS, bro.
Potash thing
VHS is
hanging
No,
on
no.
the wall.
Claudio's dad was one
That
of the
was
first
Bullis
to
wants-
have that giant flat projection thing.
Bullets wants to know who that was. That was what?
That's me.
13-year-old Phil.
Play it again so they can see
Played
it.
it, but cut it.
I got one more.
1988. What a year that was.
Yeah.
88.
Yeah.
The Bears had a great defense.
It started out hot.
They started out hot. I thought they were going to get to another Super Bowl that year. So
Yeah.
look at Zach Sullivan, his daughter, Loyal, $48,000 tuition, $17,000 room and board per year. Can you imagine?
That's craziness.
Like I told my daughters, I'm like, one great option for you is military academy, military, and actually let them pay for your college, because ultimately, listen, fucking the piece of paper, it's almost always who you know, not what you know. Obviously, what you know is a starting point, and when you get into certain the fields, you have to have specialized degrees, but overall in this crazy world, look at those numbers: $48,000, $17,000 a year. I mean, and then the student loan. Let's think about that. We're talking football players are getting scholarships. One thing we used to do, I told the story on Sean and Maya, Wayne Corbett taking me on my recruiting visit. And he's passing me off to another player. He split the envelope in half. The coach would give you an envelope.
Yeah.
The envelope was at the coach's discretion. So it was almost like potluck. Was it $500? Was it $1,000 for the weekend? Because you were to show the player. I took Raheem Morris on his recruiting visit. Now the defensive coordinator of the Rams. So the point is, I don't know what you two are up to, but another video or something is coming. But the reality is you could then take some of that money and use it for yourself. And that happened often. Whereas Shayne's probably talking about thousands of dollars. You've seen the scholarships.
Well, yeah.
Families are bought houses. Fathers are given coaching jobs.
I know a Syracuse basketball player. I won't name him, but he got paid $700 a week to flip on the lights at Manley Fieldhouse and at the Carrier Dome.
That's it.
And that was a long time ago.
Think about that.
And I mean that was just, I mean, $700 as a college kid is a shit ton of money, you know.
Hell, fucking yeah, that was
anything. And that, I mean, that wasn't all that he got. I got stories, man. It would blow your fucking mind. It's crazy.
Listen.
So about Tyler again, where do you guys think there's a chance we take him, or?
Well, it's
always a chance.
Definite need, 100%.
You got a position of need. You got, obviously, Deion Bush is a free agent, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
And Tashawn Gibson's a free agent. So
I think DHC is also, I believe.
Yeah. DeAndre Houston Carson. Yep. That's a free agent. So you got Eddie Jackson. That's it. Do we have any other young safeties on the roster?
I think they have a couple.
They signed a kid from Kansas City, but is he still?
Yeah, he was
a guy who sat out.
Yeah, he opted out.
So he still holds on his contract.
Yeah, it just moves forward. Correct.
We also got the kid back from the Canadian Football League that I was very excited about. This dude,
Trey Roberson.
Yeah, Roberson's coming back. You know, that kid, I was excited to see. I thought he was going to compete opposite Kyle Fuller. That's how talented I thought he was on tape at the corner position. Now you got Jalen Johnson. If that kid comes back, boom. But like John, yeah, you need someone to reinvigorate Eddie's game, but you also need somebody that can handle what Eddie doesn't do. And Claudio, this kid Coyle can man in that box, come down, play physical football. Those numbers,
freakish numbers.
Those numbers.
That's ridiculous.
Come on, you gotta recognize those numbers. So when you pop in the tape and there's areas with which he's telling you that I need to improve on, I wish I could link him up with the footwork king. And I know that motherfucker will get him on another level. I'll have to call his agent and talk to him about that. But I know he's down in Tennessee. I don't know those people. They're probably doing the really great stuff with him. That being said, the talent is there. And when you look at 40-inch vert, 6'1", 215 pounds, 4'4" flat.
That's rare.
If you get those numbers at safety,
you're going to get noticed real quick.
The fastest 40 time I've ever seen in my life was Eric McKeechin, and he ran a 4'4" flat.
Actually, I have video. That's weird that you brought that up. I have video of that workout.
The king never lies, ladies and gentlemen. We love you.
Guess that loaded wrong. Yeah.
I love what John McCrone said before. I'm only here for the Angelo videos. That's all he's here.
Well, since we have a little time, we have another. Hopefully, this fucking thing doesn't glitch out. If it glitches, we're gonna have to do it again next
Still
week.
in his technology. You've been having a rough 10
I've never
days.
seen anything like this. This is probably gonna glitch, right? Let's play it.
Angelo.
Yes.
That's just
there he is. The hype.
All right, good, Claudio. Very good.
But what about Angelo? What about Angelo?
Tape never lies.
This is Angelo Marino from Wallingford, Connecticut.
Well, what about Angelo?
Actually, we're gonna save that for when Angelo comes. I'll give you a little tease. Angelo is currently at a movie theater watching. I don't know
He's
what
still.
he's
How many movies is he watching?
I don't know. He's
always there like 5 hours
I thought
ago?
theaters were closed.
No, they're open.
Oh,
There's not
fuck,
many
I
good
didn't even.
movies.
Here's our new drop, though.
See what I sent you? Shayne?
This is
Yeah, I just saw it.
producer Cool Kennedy.
Angelo Marino from Wallingford, Connecticut. I'm on the show. Keeping it 100. On the show. The tape never lies. Keeping it 100.
There he is. He's got his own track now. We could drop in on the show. That's our hype guy, Angelo Joe Marino, or Angelo Submarino. All I know is something's about to happen with these two as we wait for our guy.
I heard Angelo's new nickname was Funkster Jones Bitch.
Oh,
I read that on social media.
That could be a pay-per-view event right there.
So Funkster Jones, you saw him in the open. Let's go back a little bit before our next guest. Funkster Jones, totally appreciate you, brother, spreading the news about the network and supporting us here. I know you want Angelo's job as the hype man. You come with the hype. But in the open, we talked about Mac Jones. Obviously, there's rumors out there, sources with Deshaun Watson. Obviously, the quarterback conversation is real until it becomes not real anymore. And the Chicago Bears don't have a quarterback. So I'm concerned, Shayne. I'm concerned that the Chicago Bears, what are they going to do? Dude, who the fuck's our quarterback? Yeah. That saga continues. All of us love Mac Jones. We do. Yeah. And now it's becoming the
norm.
Well, I mean, you know, I'm not on board as much as you are. I mean, I don't know much about football, but
that's where you end your statement.
No, I'm ready to.
I don't know much about football. But
no, I mean, I do know, not as much as you, but you know, like I said, I hope you guys are right about him. It just seems like he's in the right situation to look really good.
I don't know what cancel culture is. I'm not sure what dumbass is talking or Swanky's talking about there, but
I think he's trying to take a shot
quick, you know what?
Twitter being suspended.
About the draft, though, guys. Where would you rank the positions of our needs?
Quarterback number one, quarterback number two, quarterback number three.
Well, no, come on. I mean, honestly, after quarterback,
it is honest. Claude, we have one guy on a contract.
Quarterback every round. I mean,
I would take two. Listen, they're monitoring what is going on in Houston. People can say that the only reason I saw Swanky's response is because somebody in the chat said the Bears don't have picks. That's not true. They're without a fourth rounder this year, but they're monitoring what's going on in Houston. Everybody can sit here and say it's not going to happen. Brady Quinn knows Deshaun Watson. He talked about it today, and he said Deshaun Watson is not going to be a Houston Texan.
Yeah,
he's not. And if he's not traded by the time the season starts or camp starts, he said he's not going to show up for camp. Brady Quinn talked about that today on Sirius XM, but that's what they're doing. You know, if they would have gotten, I think that's probably the reason why they weren't more invested in the Carson Wentz sweepstakes, because listen, all of this stuff that gets put out publicly isn't, there might be 2 or 3% truth to it because this is a poker game.
Exactly.
He's made his intentions very aware behind the scenes. And it doesn't mean that it's Chicago. That's not what I'm trying to say. But Chicago, you can bet your ass, is monitoring that all the time.
If they aren't, they should be fired.
Pace has a relationship with Cesario. They've dealt with each other before on other deals. And if they would have went headfirst into the Wentz sweepstakes, you remove yourself from anything with Deshaun Watson. Like, the Colts aren't going to get involved in a Deshaun Watson sweepstakes now because Wentz is their quarterback. So it's going to be interesting because this draft is going to be here before you know it. The benefit of a team like Miami or a team like the Jets potentially is, say if the Jets draft the kid from BYU,
Wilson.
Say if they draft him number 2 overall, you can, if Deshaun Watson wants to play for the Jets and they can consummate a trade, you can easily ship Wilson to Houston in any deal. You know,
just like they did with Eli Manning and Phillip Rivers.
Absolutely.
There's always manipulation. You said it the last show, or maybe you said it last night on our guys' podcast, Chicago. God, it just fell off the name of the show. Chicago. What's Terrence's?
Oh, geez, yeah.
No, I gotta say it right because that's my boy T.
I got you.
You got me. I'm
Chicago
sorry.
Clubhouse Podcast.
There it is, Clubhouse. I wanted to say Parkland, and that's why I didn't say Chicago Clubhouse Podcast. My boys, Terrence and my boy JB. Big Tone was bringing it last night. If you haven't seen me and Shayne on that show, we were talking about the bias in race in regards to quarterbacks. We talked about the Chicago Bears situation and what they're doing and the needs there. And the reality of that truth. It's imperative that the Chicago Bears identify a plan at the most important position in all of sports. You've heard Ryan Pace say it 100 times. Now, don't just talk about it, be about it. You got to correct the issues that are there for the coach and his philosophy and what he wants to do. Because right now, desperation, you're backed into a corner, and you got a great defense. So those things can they can come together. It's all in what they're going to do, and everybody's watching. It wasn't Carson Wentz with the rumors and the sources and all that shit. It wasn't that. Now we're going to find out. Are you in on Deshaun Watson? Is Russell Wilson a possibility? Is my boy Jacoby Brissett somebody they're interested in? Is Sam Darnold, our guy, there? Are they going to make a move? Are they going to move up and get Mac Jones? These things we're going to talk about. But first, Shayne, we got our guest in the waiting room, and we always do a certain way here on this network every time. I love this dude. Another guy from my backyard by way of South Africa, Shayne. I cannot wait to get into his story with this guy. And when you watch, let me say this before, I know he can hear me, and I want him to hear me because I don't fucking blow smoke. When I watched his tape at Yale, I'm like, you can build a line with this guy. This is an attitude, a toughness. You talk about my father would love to be on the show coaching this guy. This guy gets after it. Let's give him the proper introduction, though, on TTNL, the Tape Never Lies Network. Acevedo there. You got that cut right for our guy, Cool Kennedy.
Bears fans, this guy hails from Stellenbosch, South Africa, and then made his way to Choate Rosemary Hall in Wallingford, Connecticut, where he helped lead the team to the 2015 NEPSAC Championship before suiting up for the Yale Bulldogs. A 2017 All-Ivy League Honorable Mention member, a 2018 Second Team All-Ivy League member, and Field Steel First Team All-Ivy League and Hammer Award winner. Ladies and gentlemen, Get out your seats and give a proper TTNL welcome to Chicago Bears offensive lineman, Dieter Eiselen.
Oh, yes, Dieter. Dieter,
Hey, what's up, guys?
How are you tonight, my man?
I'm doing great. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? I would jump at the opportunity to have you on here. The pleasure is all ours, man. You and your journey, Shayne. I got to kick it off. You know, we've had you on the show at our old network, but now we're on the Tape Never Lies network. I got to send you some swag. I owe you that because you've been so good to us before. Real quick. I got to get this out of the way real quick, Claude. Real quick. Modern Pizza in New Haven, Dieter. Talk. Is it good or what?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Sally's, Modern, I don't know. I probably have to go with Modern. You know, I feel like it depends on the night. You know, we can't really go wrong. It's like choosing between good and good. So
I gotta loosen you up, my man. You have that. You've tasted New Haven pizza. So a lot of Chicago people are like, no fucking way. Deep dish is the best. No, I'm telling people when they taste the Modern pizza, New Haven pizza, Sally's is great. Frank Pepe's is great. I prefer Modern the best. You're with me there. My whole family loves Modern pizza. In fact, we were taking pictures with the Yale Bulldogs. My son is a big Dieter guy, Dieter fan. Anyway, your journey, it starts in South Africa. You've told this story before, but we got all these new listeners all over the world, including your home country. How did you get into football from South Africa? You were a great rugby player, right?
yeah, I mean, I grew up playing rugby like everyone does back home, and dreamt of becoming a Springbok rugby player like everyone does back home. And I don't know, coincidentally, me and my friend started watching a game just out of the blue when I was 16 years old. And that was the first time that I'd ever watched it. And I was just really intrigued by the sport. There was a college football game that we were watching, and me and him kind of just kept up this unorthodox hobby of watching American football games. Of course, no one watches it back home at all. And I just kind of fell in love with it. So when I was close to graduating high school back home, I decided that I wanted to pursue football. And I came over and tried it out at a camp, and I'd never played football before. I had no idea what I was doing. But I got offered a few walk-on opportunities at a couple schools, and I knew that if I could do that without really knowing what the hell I was doing, I could do even a lot better if I knew what I was doing. So I ended up going to Choate, as you said in the introduction, and from there on got recruited to Yale. And yeah, football changed my life in lots of ways, and definitely for the better. I'm very grateful towards the sport of football.
Dieter, how does that talk go with your family when, like you said, you decided there at the end, I'm gonna pursue football? Are your parents going crazy, or are they just super supportive and said, go do your thing? Or your friends are like, Dieter, what the fuck are you doing, bro? You know, how does that talk go?
I mean, they're initially a little skeptical, of course, just because, I mean, no one grows up with football. No one really understands it back home. But they could see how passionate I was about it, and I could see myself being really good at the sport. And I think that I had the physical tools even back then to be a good football player. And I'm really grateful for their support. And without their support, I wouldn't be where I am today. So,
Dieter, when you're at Yale, and I don't think people understand the transition from going from South Africa rugby to Choate Rosemary Hall. You see the pictures of Dieter. He looks like a giant amongst boys, and then gets to go to Yale, New Haven to the Yale, which is Ivy League football, is there is no football without Ivy League football. And Yale's history of football players, including some Hall of Famers on the Chicago Bears, you look at your journey there. And do you ever just sit back and be like, I just can't believe where I've gone to? John F. Kennedy went to Choate High School. Yale, the Bushes, all these presidents went to Yale, and now the Chicago Bears. It's like, it's unbelievable when you take a step back. Do you ever do that?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I do, and I was back home recently, and every time that I go back home, it kind of reminds me of that, because whenever I'm here, I'm kind of just focused on exactly what it is that I'm doing, how I'm trying to get better every day. But yeah, when I go home and I'm with my family and with my old friends, it helps me reflect on that. But also, once I get back, I kind of just, I don't like looking back. You know, I like to look forward, and I think that I can be a lot better as a football player. I've only been playing the sport for 6 years, and I'm competing with guys who are in the NFL who've played since they were 4 years old. And I think that I haven't even scratched the surface of what I can be. And being in this environment has definitely helped a lot, but I think I can get even better.
Well, Dieter, you said you don't like to look back, so let's look forward. You know, the 2021 version of you versus coming to Chicago and just everything being completely new and thrown into this. How much do you think you've grown just over the past, 10 months as an NFL, professional football player? Do you think you're a completely different person, completely different football player with what you've been through the past 10 months?
I would say that I'm completely different. At Yale, I exclusively played left guard for all 4 years, and that's what I did. And I really enjoy that position. But once I got to Chicago and I got introduced to Coach Castillo, it was really great because we got to work as soon as April turnaround. So, I mean, even with this very unconventional year that we had last year with COVID, we were still able to get work done over Zoom and still send in videos of us doing our technique work. And I would say that my understanding of football technique, just fundamentally as an offensive lineman, and also just my understanding of football scheme as it relates to offensive and defensive schemes, has just exponentially increased. There are a lot of things that I did know, but I would say now my knowledge is just light years ahead of where it was. And I'm much more comfortable now in all three interior positions than I was before. And I started playing center a lot during the latter half of the season during practice, and I really enjoyed that a lot. I enjoy the intellectual part of football, being able to look at different fronts and being able to identify different disguise and blitzes and pressures and all that kind of things, and just getting everybody on the same page. You know, I really enjoy that part of football just because I've never done it. I never played center at Yale. I was big for the Ivy League and was more matched at guard. But now I'm 6'4", 320, and I can play all three interior positions.
Yeah.
So I feel like at center, I could be a really good dominant center if I worked at that a lot, so.
Well, I look at your tape and I see the physicality at the point of attack. There's nobody, in my opinion, and I'm not blowing smoke, maybe James Daniels, that compares to your explosiveness in short area and dominance. I mean, to put into perspective for you in the audience, 6 years this man has been playing football. And when I watched the Yale tape, obviously we didn't get the opportunity to see you preseason to compete with some of these players, because Shayne and I, obviously at this network, will speak our truths about who should be playing, and this is why they should be playing on the tape. You are somebody looking at your tape. I felt like COVID really didn't help you get drafted where you should have. Chicago lucked out, in my opinion. I know Berlissimo's in the chat. He and I were talking about you last year leading up to the draft. We were so excited that you got picked by the Bears. You talk about that center position, Ivy League school, physicality, burst. I'm right there. How much have they let you know that there's an open competition at a position that was in flux? Obviously, the whole line has been shuffled around so much, but that position, obviously, Sam Mustipher got his opportunity there down the stretch, and there's been a lot of hype around him. I think he needs to be a lot stronger, a lot better. I see you, and you've already got that foundation. I'm not trying to see anything, but how much have they given you the opportunity that there's going to be a competition there?
I mean, in my view, it's always you're trying to compete with everyone. Like, I have no idea who's going to be with the team next year, but my goal is just focusing on myself and being the best version of myself, you know, and I think that everything will just take care of itself after that. My goal is to be on the active roster. Of course, it was on practice squad last year, and I was activated for the Titans game, but my goal is to be on the active roster and to never look back. Yeah, someone that I look up to is a guy like Ryan Jensen, who he came from a small school out in Colorado. He was cut one year in his career as well, and now he's transitioned to become one of the best interior linemen in the league. And he's a guy who's really nasty and takes pride in getting under guys' skin, and someone that I would like to mold my game after. So I envision myself being that type of player, and I hope that I can follow in his footsteps, because it is, if he can do it, then I can do it.
Dieter, we had one of your teammates on a while ago, Josh Woods, on the other side of the ball, and I asked him who the leader was on defense, and I didn't even have the entire sentence out of my mouth, and he said Danny T all day. So I'm going to ask you on the other side of the ball, looking back at this season that just ended, who was the leader on offense of the Chicago Bears?
I would say that from my perspective as a line guy, I think that Cody Whitehair is a guy who's got great leadership skills and who's just kind of a guy who's just an anchor on the offensive line. When he transitioned from center to guard, he looked really comfortable out there, and he played really, really well. And he's a guy that I look up to, and a guy that I've been fortunate enough that he's taken me under his wing. And I really appreciate everything that Cody's done.
Have you gotten into any scuffles with anybody in practice setting you do have this personality on tape. We were talking to Tyler Coyle beforehand from Purdue. He's a safety. You could see it. For me, if you're a trained eye and watching the tape, and I'm not blowing smoke on this man, there's a level of toughness that you bring to the table each and every play. You're playing like the last play. So do you have any stories that you could share with the audience of you getting under anybody's skin on that talented defensive front? You've had to face off against Akeem Hicks and Eddie. Eddie was out. So you had Mario Edwards, you got Bilal Nichols, all of these names. This is a talented, maybe the most talented front seven in the NFC. So you're going up against them in practice. Is there a story you could share?
Well, I don't know what stories. I mean, those guys are all really great, and I think that I have to pinch myself just going against those guys every week. I mean, I view it as a great opportunity. I think that guys like Akeem and Bilal are great guys that I go up often against in practice, and we just make each other better, and I think that it's just been a great opportunity and to feel the power of someone like Akeem. There's no 350-pound guys in the Ivy League who can move like him. So
right.
Yeah, I think that I've gotten a lot better because of him, and that just goes across the board, because it's not just the D line. The linebackers we have are so great. I mean, trying to catch Roquan Smith is not an easy thing to do. He's very athletic and he's got great football instincts. Just a great football player. But yeah, I don't know. I would say that NFL practices are a little bit different than college practices just because of the limited amount of padded practices that are allowed in season.
I know.
So for me, it was a big contrast because at Yale we were full pads twice a week, like trying to kill each other every week. And in the NFL, you can't really do that just because you have to protect your players just because the season is so much longer. And yeah, that's the interesting part of it. So I don't think there's really an opportunity to get into fully fledged scuffles, but hopefully in a preseason game.
Well, I want to piggyback off that. I know there's a smile behind your face, and I won't put any pressure on you to share, but I know somebody must have said, "Oh shit, Ivy," and we're surprised by your power and effort. To piggyback off your honesty, though, is it a detriment to you? Like, do you find yourself like, holy shit, this is the NFL. Why aren't we in padded practices more? And it kind of sets you back because your strength is your strength and athleticism to show these coaches, hey, I need to show you that I could do this, and I can't get the opportunity to do that. So do you find yourself in that kind of place like shit?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely frustrating just because you can't, even just because we had no preseason games like you mentioned before. Yeah. I didn't really feel like, myself included, a lot of guys around the league didn't really have an opportunity to show what they're really made of, because when it's full pads at a game situation, you don't have to hold back for anything. Well, in training camp, you feel like you had to. You know, you don't want to injure a star player. You don't want to have someone fall on someone and be that guy. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to preseason game actually going against a real opponent and not having to worry about cutting them 20 yards downfield or just walking them into the ground or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like, so that's the only frustrating part, like, because I don't think that I've really hit someone properly since I've left college, just because I really haven't been given the opportunity to.
And that's your strength. That's why I asked the question. Go ahead, Shayne. I have another question too, but go ahead.
Well, Dieter, being an offensive lineman, if we turn around and, you know, the guys behind him, I'm not going to go to the quarterback yet, but one guy that we've always been huge fans of here on this network and
defending him.
Yeah, think that he's extremely underrated is number 32 in your backfield, David Montgomery. We had the footwork king, who is a big proponent of what David is doing, and just speaking to how special of a player that he is, his work ethic and everything. As an offensive lineman, can you speak? It's somebody that you see every day, and you're on the sideline watching him make plays, and we all know that the Bears offensive line was struggling at points this year, and David was, you know, doing everything that he could do out there. But can you just speak on his game and his work ethic and just him as a player?
Yeah, I mean, David is a fantastic running back. He took a huge step in his career last year, I think. And I mean, he's just a guy who looks like he was born to play running back, because oftentimes he just makes something out of nothing and always finds a way to get those extra 2, 3, 4, 5 yards, you know? So I just remember last year in the Detroit game, the second game, how he broke through the line and just reversed like 20 yards to the left and somehow just made it to the pine line, you know, just,
yeah.
There's not a whole lot of guys in the NFL who can do that, you know. So I think that if he continues to just work to get better, and he gets the opportunity to the good line, he could be one of the top backs in the league for sure.
How much does Coach Castillo enforce discipline, get up there in the room and show players loafing, missing assignments? How much accountability is happening in that offensive line room? Because the best lineman I saw, obviously, on tape, in my opinion, was Cody and James Daniels. Everybody else, it seems like mechanics, fundamentals, assignments. So how much accountability was going on in there? You're there, so talk about that. Does Juan do that, or does Coach Nagy come in here and talk to the offensive line? Because you guys are the engine. Without you, there is no offense.
Yeah, no, I think that Coach Castillo does a great job of keeping us in check, and he's a guy who's really big on fundamentals and really tries to drill that into guys. And I really think that that's the right way to go about things, because that's what you resort back to when you're struggling or things are not going your way. So I think that the mistakes that was seen on film last year was always just, he was trying to correct it via fundamentals. We practice 30 minutes before practice and 30 minutes after practice, and we're the only position group that does that on the team. You know what I mean? So he's a really big guy that believes in extra work, and the fruits of your labor will definitely be received if you do that. And I definitely got a lot better, and I think that a lot of the other guys who haven't been coached by him before also got a lot better.
So, Dieter, you said you were working out, and you mentioned center specifically. If you could, I know probably the right answer is going to just say, just get me on the field and play me where you want to play me. But if you had your choice, do you think that it would be center that you would really like to focus on the most?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think that it's just a position that I could see myself being successful at. I think that I'm not undersized for a guard at all, but I think that I would be a very big center, and that I could be an asset in the middle. You know what I mean? So the more exposure that I get to that position, the more comfortable I will be with it. And I think that I could be really good at it. I think that another Ivy League guy that I kind of follow his story, because we had the same agent as Matt Burke, who went to Harvard.
Yeah.
And he was a guy who was tackle and guard in college, and he had to wait until his third year, and then he started playing center exclusively, and then obviously went on to play center for a long time for the Vikings and the Ravens. So he's another guy, in addition to Jensen, that I kind of want to mold myself after. So,
Dieter, you said that you could be an asset on the inside. You know, part of football and what we need in Chicago, we also need you to be an asshole in there. And because get these guys fired up, you know what I mean? And we all know that's a part of football. That was one thing that we pointed out here with Sam, with Mustafa. He got his opportunity, and he got out there, and he wasn't afraid to. He was one of the first guys to mix it up, as an undrafted guy, and that means a lot. I mean, it's part of football. You get your guys going, you get your guys motivated, and they're like, look at Dieter over here. He's fucking killing people, you know, and that's keep that mentality, man, because he serve you well. Absolutely. Love it.
The tape doesn't lie with Dieter.
No.
He's being very humble here. He's almost not ready for modern pizza yet. It hasn't hit the table. He's being very, very humble. I honestly, not because he's here. You've heard me say this before. Like, I'm so excited about this journey and the fact that you're moving to center.
Yeah.
Because I know now you get a nose tackle on you, and you're 6'4". How much do you weigh right now? 320?
320.
320. Yeah. With this kind of short area strength that he has, and the temperament that I'll say is what Shayne's asking about. Like, fuck you. I am going to fucking bury you. That's what's missing in the Chicago Bears and in the Matt Nagy, whoever's calling plays, Dieter, offense. It's important that center gets that nose man, or the guy in shaded one, or the 3 technique, however you're asked to block. A lot of times I'm confused at what Coach Juan Castillo is asking you guys to do. So take me through this. Is the center making the call for the offensive line, or is that something the quarterback is responsible to do?
No, the center is always responsible. I mean, not just in our scheme, but in most schemes. Just because the center is always the point man and always responsible for identifying the Mike linebacker in the run game and identifying which way protections need to go, whether it's 3 or 4 man slide protections, either way, you know what I mean? So the center is usually always the point man, and then sometimes in the pass protection, the quarterback is responsible for changing it if he wanted to. So, no, but it always rests the center, always comes to the center, and the center has to know everything about his own offense and also about all the looks that the defense presents to him.
Dieter, on this offense, other than yourself, can you point out somebody that maybe he's not a starter, that's a backup, that you think that Bears fans should be aware of and be like, better watch this guy because he's really, he's going to be a guy that we're all going to hear from here very soon. Because, just like with you, all you need is an opportunity. And once you get it, you may not leave. But do you have anybody like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that Artavis Pierce also came with a last year drafted rookie out of Oregon State running back. He had his opportunity in a couple games, but I think that if he were to give him a bigger role, he'd definitely take advantage of it. I mean, the carries that he did have almost averaging 5 yards a carry, and he just has really good instincts, really good speed. And I think that he's someone that really will hopefully be utilized a lot in the future. And he's really a guy that's got a lot of talent. You can see that he also has similar instincts to what David has.
Nice. That was a curveball you threw me there. I thought you were going to go somebody on the defense or offensive line. You went running back. Look at you. Let me ask you this. As Coach Nagy came up to you and talk to you about what his expectation is of you this offseason and how he wants you to come back prepared?
Yeah, I mean, the coaching staff just told me that they thought that I showed that I belonged last year and that I made a good transition from the Ivy League to where I am now, and that I can just continually keep on developing and compete with all the other guys who are there. So that's going to be my focus. You guys have mentioned Sam before. I'm actually training with him and bars at Olin Krutz's facility here in Lake Forest.
Smart move. A friend of our show, Olin Krutz. I saw a few people in the chat saying you got that Olin Krutz disposition. Yeah. I'm gonna text him tomorrow and tell him to take care of my boy right here.
Yeah, and I've only just recently started training there, and I'm really fortunate that he's welcomed me into his facility, and I've really enjoyed it so far. And hopefully, I can glean as much as possible from Olin, who's obviously massively successful at the center position in Chicago for a long time.
Olin Krutz is a guy that I'm pushing to become the president of football operations in Chicago, but I don't want to get you in trouble, so I won't talk more about that. But I honestly, if I didn't even know that till this moment, so now I'm even more happy, because if you don't know how much I love Dieter because of his tape, forget about the fact that he's a class act. His story, this journey of football journey is so improbable. It could be a movie. It's that crazy that this kid with his buddy is watching a college football game, decides to pick it up, and you're that talented enough and that big of a human being to be able to move like he does. I don't think people understand 6 years NFL. Now he's lining up against Akeem Hicks, Bilal Nichols and company, and really has the disposition that I pray at night, because I want this team to be so successful, that I know how many times have I said it? And Dieter will have, promise you, Barlissimo, he will have TTNL swag. That is no doubt. I'll be making sure we get that out to him this week. But There's no more important position, especially if you're running zone schemes, than the center position. Calling out the plays, calling out the fronts, how to block this up without the confusion. You have to have a certain personality to do it. And you got to be holding people accountable. And sometimes those tackles, they don't block, or they don't give effort. Are you the type of guy that is willing to be the leader and get into people's grills and say, we got to do this? I mean, this is a team sport, and there's no more important position than center. Are you that kind of guy?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I have to prove myself first once I get there. You know what I mean? I think that I'm a guy that tries to lead by example. First, I have to have my own house in order before I can tell other guys what to do. But that's what I envision for myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want to be that leader, that stalwart, the guy who leads from the front, and make sure that everyone not only knows who the idea is, but also knows that there's a certain expectation of effort and how you need to play every single down, no matter whether it's the first or the fourth quarter.
Well, you're learning from the guy now that knows how to lead and set the bar of expectation.
No nonsense.
There's no in football. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter where you're drafted, where you went to school. It's what you do every single down that defines you. And when you say you're just scratching the surface of what you believe, that is literal in that sense. So I'm telling you, I'm speaking to you. I love offensive line. I've coached it. My father's the guru, offensive line. Watching your tape made my dad so happy because he believes that you can be something that you don't even know that you could be. And now, breaking news on this channel, Shayne, the best, I believe, a guy should be in the Hall of Fame, Olin Kreutz, is working with you as you transition to center and compete, because competition brings out the best in everybody. So Sam Mustipher better be on his and minding his P's and Q's, because you're fucking breathing down his neck. And I really believe in you. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for you, because I really believe in you as a football player. And I put my name to people like that. So I saw a great question, Shayne. I hope I'm not cutting you off, from Adeptus. He wants to know, what kind of lifts are you doing? Are they giving you a special program, Hallis Hall? Are you doing Olympic lifts? Because I know you were a rugby player and your strength is very evident on tape. So what are you doing in regards to your training and lifting now?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I started training at Owen's facility, and we just started recently, and it's a program that's based on the West Side approach to lifting, which is a big powerlifting methodology that Louis Simmons out in Columbus, Ohio started. West Side Barbell is Jim's name, and he's trained countless guys, broke so many world records powerlifting, and a lot of guys have taken his philosophy and kind of tailored it to athletes, and that's what Olin does there. And we do that in addition to a lot of flexibility stuff. But yeah, we're just kind of now in the phase of ramping up towards getting the body ready, getting the joints ready for heavy load down the road. So we're not just going in there and trying to kill our bodies at this moment in time. But yeah, definitely weight's going to be moved a lot as we get closer to the season. But for now, we're just making sure that the joints are ready, they're moving in the right way, and that all the tissues are ready to take on that load once we do expose it to it.
Dieter, you said you returned back home. Now that's the first time you've been back since you've been in the NFL?
Yeah.
How did that
was the first time.
Now you get off the plane, you're Dieter Eiselen, Chicago Bear. You're a fucking rock star, man. That's got to be crazy.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting experience. Just seeing all my old friends again. I mean, they're all working their normal jobs back home, so it felt kind of strange seeing them and having this as my job, which I feel really grateful for. But it was it was really good to see my family and see all my friends, and I always just feel recharged when I do that. Just kind of remind myself of where I actually am from, because sometimes I feel like again, like I said before, I feel like I'm so busy with what I'm doing here that I'm just focusing on that the whole time. But it was good, but it was kind of a slight nightmare when I was coming back, because when President Biden was inaugurated, he enacted a travel ban on South Africa. And I was actually in South Africa when that happened, and my trip got cut short by a week, and I had to scramble to get back to the U.S., and it was a whole deal. So
probably shitting your pants, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I can't even imagine. So last time we talked to you, you had a girlfriend. Are we still with the same girl? Consistency? Look at you. Look at you.
Yeah, 4.5 years
her,
strong. So.
Did you take her back to South Africa with you?
She has been, but not this most recent time, just because of COVID again. I think that COVID has impacted my life and everyone's life in so many ways, and I think that myself and everyone is just ready for it to be over, just so we can return to some sense of normalcy. But yeah, she came home. She had come home with me before, but not this most recent time. But I get to see her next week, which will be good. So
nice.
And she's in Connecticut now.
Great state of Connecticut. Look at this Connecticut night tonight. I'm loving this. The CT representing. Listen, have you gone up? Obviously, you've gone up against Akeem Hicks. So talk to the fan about what was that experience like for you live, your first live rep on the NFL level, full pads. Obviously, I really appreciate you opening up the truth of, you know, how that could affect a young player scratching the surface, not having that. So when you finally are lined up, your hands in the dirt, and Akeem Hicks is over you, what was going on in your head, and what was that like?
Well, I just remember seeing him and just he's thinking he's a big guy. He's a human being.
Very.
But yeah, I mean, he's a great player. Plays with great aggression and power. His bull rush is definitely a strength of his. I mean, you can definitely feel it when you're pass protecting against him, and you really need to resync your hips when you're going against him. Otherwise, you're going to go backwards. That's just physics. So. But yeah, he's a great player. He's also really good with his hands. Obviously, he's played for a long time, so he's seen a lot of things and knows how to take advantage of O-linemen who don't know what they're doing. So you always need to be cued in. And yeah, he's just a great player and someone that I've gone up against regularly, and I'm happy that I have, and I hope to continue doing that for a long time.
Yeah, there's no better preparedness for the game than having one of the greatest. My father and I broke down Akeem Hicks for our patrons on our patron channel. We just did a whole breakdown of Akeem Hicks. My father, 35 years a head coach, just sat there in awe and laughter at 6'5", 350 pounds, jumping in the air, swimming, doing a rip after. And it's uncoachable talent at that size that the normal fan doesn't understand how completely athletic, strong, and inhuman that movement is. Comical. So you're going up against it. That's why I'm so excited about you, because even you talking about the laws of physics right now, when I watch some of the linemen going up against him and our own linemen, just not understanding proper technique and fundamental. I think, guys, Dieter's going to bring that to the table. Talk about real quick, Khalil Mack. Have you had the opportunity not only to talk to him, because is he the quiet ghost out there, as we hear? Just if he talks, everyone's listening. And what's he like on the football field if you've had a rep against him?
Yeah, I mean, just because I'm an inside guy, I don't really go up against him all that much. I think one or two times, like in with a corner blitz or something when he sent it inside the B gap, but nothing crazy. I mean, he's a superstar player for a reason. I mean, the things that he's done to NFL tackles every Sunday is, you understand why he's getting paid what he's getting paid. I mean, Tristan Wirfs, who's also a rookie with me last year with a Bucs,
I know the player you're going to talk about.
Yeah. What he did to him after he sacked Tom Brady is just, that's a 340-pound man. He just tossed like a rag doll, So that kind of just lets you know what kind of power he has. So, and he's a great player and great guy in the locker room and everything. So, yeah.
Dieter, can you speak about young Lee Mack on the practice squad? I mean, what do you see? It's somebody that Phil and I have watched him at UB in college and like what we see, but we don't, we don't get to see behind the scenes a guy that was on the practice squad most of the season with you. Can you speak on what you see with him and where he may be headed in the NFL?
Yeah, he's a great guy who plays with great effort in practice. He's always given his best. He's also definitely got talent pass rushing. I don't know where his future lies necessarily, whether it will be outside or inside linebacker, whether he's more suited for that. That's not really for me to determine, but he's a guy who's obviously molded from his brother as well and is also on that level for a reason. So great effort guy and also just a great guy. Yeah.
The offensive line traditionally is a tight knit group. How is your Chicago Bear? How has that been for you? Have they welcomed you in, teasing you from the Ivy? I can already hear it. And you're from South Africa. You must get a lot of shit on you. Is that happening? And are you guys a real tight unit, or is this something that needs to get better?
Yeah, no, I think we're a tight unit, and I definitely get a lot of stuff thrown at me, but a lot of good banter, So yeah, a lot of jokes every time that there's a joke with the monitor or computer, like, oh, the Ivy League guy will know how to fix it, even though I have no background in computers whatsoever. So all kinds of jokes like that. South Africa jokes too. So yeah, just keeps coming, but I'm just numb to that at this point. So.
Kind of playing off of that, Dieter, like the rookie class that you came in. I know you're a UDFA guy, but the guys up top and Jalen Johnson and Cole Kmet and Darnell Mooney and Gibson. Are you guys separate from the offensive line? Are you guys all do you guys have that bond as rookies that came in and took this journey together?
Yeah, I think so. Definitely this unique year as well helped with that.
Sure.
Help with our class really, but I would say that COVID also just made it a little bit harder to get to know everyone, just because of NFL guidelines. We weren't allowed to really hang out outside the facility. You know what I mean? Just because. For all the reasons related to the strict NFL protocol to make sure the season could finish. But yeah, I definitely think that we're a pretty tight-knit group as a rookie class, and we had our weekly meetings with all of us together. So I think that it was really good, and it doesn't matter whether you're a second-round draft pick or undrafted like myself, everyone's kind of treated the same. So.
You played at Yale, now with the Chicago Bears. How complex is it for you as you're scratching the surface, this Matt Nagy offensive philosophy? And is he involved in building these protections and are there rules? Do you run a solid rule inside, head up? Do you do that stuff with this offense?
Yeah, in the NFL, there's only so many things that you can do in terms of protections, and I think that what we're doing is really sound and good if it's executed in the right way. I think for me, it's very different from college, just because here you have to know the formation of every play. You have to know the motion before every play and kind of how that affects everything, especially in the run game. The specific formation that you're in is going to affect who the Mike linebacker is, depending on what kind of front you're facing.
Right.
And it'll change too, just based on what the specific defense is that you're facing that week. In terms of protection, I mean, there are so many more different protections that we run in the NFL compared to college. I mean, college is very simplified. In the NFL, you have so many things based off of those more complex runs off different formations, and then play actions off of those specific formations. You know what I mean? So you have to know everything. And I really enjoy that process a lot. And I feel like my knowledge of this offense has really increased a lot. And just my knowledge of opposing defenses as well has increased a lot, because they also can only do so much. There's only 11 guys on the field. There's only so many guys that you can bring without being a liability for yourself covering other guys. So, yeah, I really enjoyed it.
How's that Team Barber treating you up there at Hallis Hall? With friend of the Lawrence, Mr. Funk. How's he treating you?
He's always fully booked when I'm there, so I've never had the opportunity
What?
to push him. So.
We're gonna have to give him.
We're changing this.
We're gonna have to give him some grief.
Come to North Haven, bro. I'll
for you. Are you coming back to Connecticut anytime soon?
We'll see. For now, not for now. I'm just focused on training and staying here and not getting COVID. So
I hear that.
We'll see.
Well, Claudio, Lawrence is a friend of our show. So, Claudio, let's give Lawrence a call and get him at the top of the.
Yeah, I will. I will text Lawrence and be like, you got to get Dieter in there.
Yeah, Dieter's going.
Hey, Dieter, I got a question for you. Is the Olin lineman camp, is that invite only, or can anybody go there?
I don't know. You'll just have to ask him.
Not you, Club.
No, I know. I'm just asking for a friend.
Smoke weed every day.
That's our barber.
Yeah.
That's our barber back there. Dieter, are you a Marvel fan or a DC fan? Because you're analytical on this.
I don't know. I'd have to say, if I had to choose one, I'd probably pick Marvel.
Yes,
Yeah.
Team Marvel.
All right,
it is the non-brags.
Are we going with Xbox or PlayStation?
I'm an Xbox guy. I always have been.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Do you
Dieter, you had me at hello.
Do you have the next gen? Have you been able to secure one yet?
No, I'm still sticking to my one.
We're gonna get Claudio on that.
Yeah.
Tell you, I got that Oculus. You tried that Oculus?
I got
VR
the
thing?
Oculus too. Holy shit, do I have a story about that?
Yeah.
Dieter, I got on this roller coaster on this Oculus, and it was a
VR
haunted
glasses.
one, the VR. Honestly, I started breaking out in a sweat.
Yeah.
I got so fucking nauseous that I thought I was having COVID. I was like, am I having COVID? Am I COVID? It was the fucking VR. I've never had my wife drive me. I'm letting her drive. I'm laying on. It got me so
it lasted
torn
for a
up.
while?
It lasted for about.
See, that happened to me, but then once I
35
took it
minutes.
off, it went away.
No, I was fucking toast. I was like, holy shit, this Oculus.
Dieter, how about Biggie or Tupac?
I have to go with Biggie.
Yes,
he's
he's back.
He's
back. Biggie. Yes, he is Biggie.
Yeah.
He is Biggie. I'm so.
Biggie could have been an O-lineman.
Yeah, he could have been.
Listen, Dieter,
I don't know. He might have got dumped. He might have got dumped.
Dude, the 100 crew is loving you, man.
Oh,
they're loving your
God.
attitude. They're
Our
loving your
fans.
honesty. They're all about you right now, man.
We got people at 4 or 5 in the morning just to hear what you had to say tonight. I know Berlissimo's all the way out in England. He's a part of our network, breaking down the tape with me this Sunday. We'll be breaking down inside linebackers in the draft. Me, Shayne, and Berlissimo. On Saturday, me and my father will be taking a look at your teammates that you already talked about. Roquan Smith, the talent that he is. We'll be breaking down the inside backers to get you ready for the offseason and the draft. We got right here Dieter Eiselen, right? Eiselen, or is it Eiselen? All in
Eiselen.
Eiselen. Now, is that a German last name?
Very German, yes. All
So
German.
let me tell you this. Have you seen the movie on Netflix, Ghosts of War?
No, I haven't. I should give it a watch, though.
You got it. Holy shit. Claudio, everybody, this is with Dieter here, this is my Netflix moment of the week. We're going to have to do a song. There's a guy in there named Eiselen, and he's German.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's Eiselen. But this story has more. I was not expecting this story. It's really, really a lot of turns that you don't expect. Check it out. Ghosts of War on Netflix. I'm always giving them some props. Eiselen means iron. Eiselen means iron. Look at that. You fit the part.
Strong. That's
strong. You are strong. How much you put in, 225? How many times did you rep that?
When I was training for, I did 28 times.
28 times. Holy shit.
Should have been 30.
You're still pissed about that, right?
Yeah.
Do you
love that?
How many pull-ups can you do? Have you tried to do a pull-up?
I haven't max effort pull-ups, but I've done 12 to 15
Holy shit.
Before.
At 320, pulling himself up. I don't think people understand that at all. What's your favorite movie? Like if you were to, I can watch this movie a bunch of times.
Oh, that's really hard.
Did you say the Notebook? Did you say the Notebook? Is that what you just said? You're throwing us off course.
I love Ryan Gosling. No, I don't know. That's a really hard question because I just love all kinds of movies. I love dramas. I love documentaries. I love everything. So I don't know. I'd have to think long and hard about that one. I think I really like Shawshank Redemption. I think that's a really good movie.
Great movie.
Classic.
I like Inglourious Bastards a lot.
Top 5 right there for me.
Look at you're in Claudio's.
What's your favorite? What's your? This is something we ask everyone. What's your favorite Rocky movie?
Oh no,
it's got to be 4 for me.
Yeah, I'm on fire tonight.
It's like a layup with that. Of course he's going 4. Of course he's
4
going
is
with
the
the
best
Russian.
one. That's the best one.
Number 3 with Clubber Line, Mr. T.
Yeah, I agree.
Number 3. Me and Claudio are number 3. You
best fight, the best actual boxing fight.
When he ever kills Mickey, I mean, come on, guys. He killed Mickey, for God's sake. But a lot of people like 4. It's always been a heavy debate. Tupac, Marvel. What kind of music do you listen to? Do you listen to? You got the headset right there. So what's your music?
I listen to all kinds of stuff. I mean, I love rock and I love rap. I mean, I love guys like the Black Keys, but I also listen to Tame Impala, but I also listen to Future. So I'm all over the place.
You're
it's
all
good.
over.
I like it.
What's your pregame when you're about to go out on the field?
Yeah,
what are you listening to?
I like rap, hardcore rap music.
Hardcore rap. All right, that gets you fired up. All right.
Wu-Tang Clan. What are you going with there?
That's too old school for me, but I don't know. Not because this is
throwing balls out here. Not fill the fuck out.
No disrespect to the Clan, no disrespect to Wu-Tang, but
Phil hates.
I don't know.
Phil hates Ryan Gosling too, so he's all fucked up. Peter. He's not with us at all.
No. I love what you're cooking. You could smell what Dieter's cooking all the way from South Africa. Dieter, I don't want to keep you. I know you're training. Do you work tomorrow? Do you work out with Olin and company tomorrow? So yeah, We don't want to keep you too late. I just can't thank you enough, obviously, for coming on, talking about your experience, your journey. It's incredible, honestly, to think about. I will text you that intro that I produced for you with the help of Shayne and Lawrence Fleming, the voice of TTNL, doing the narration of your journey. You are somebody that I'm truly, truly humbled and rooting for. I'm a fan of you. Yeah. People want you to grow a mean beard, Dieter, in the chat. They want to see you with a beard. Did you see that look? Let me pull out. I wish I could just pull the picture up where he's got the eye paint blacked out. You get prepared. Is that from your culture in South Africa? Is that something you guys did in rugby, or is that just your method of getting in that place?
No, it was just here football, something that we did. I never know what eye black was until I came here. So, but I kind of just like the way it made me feel. You know, just for the ritual of it. Kind of feels like you're preparing to go to war. So.
Perfect. We got our swag guy, Alex Acevedo, in this. What size are you, Dieter? What do we get? 3X, 2X?
2XL.
2XL. Yeah. Do you want a hoodie or do you want a long sleeve tee?
Hoodie would be awesome.
Whatever Dieter wants, Dieter gets. Once he picked he was back on track with Marvel. He lost me at Rocky 4. Oh, no, you're getting it, bro. Thank you so much for coming on. 100 crew, the fans, get those comments up. Team Dieter. Here's Team Dieter. Team Dieter, you are great. The hoodie is coming 2X. We will make sure we get that out to you. Just text me where you need me to send it to you, and we'll get that out to you by the end of this, or probably by the weekend, based on what's going on in this country. The mail. We got a mailman right here above me. It's like Brady Bunch. I'm like, where the fuck's my swag? See, I got my swag on. There you go. Dieter.
Thank you so much.
We said it all. Let everybody know. Go out there and fucking be you. Like your coach says, be that guy I see on tape at Yale. I really can't ever hype somebody up more than I have you, only because I really believe in what you're doing. And best of luck to you. And we'll be watching, and I'm praying there's preseason games, because I know that's where you're going to showcase to everybody. And all these fans all over the world, from Philippines and Brazil, they're all checking in. Netherlands, we got a freaking group of 20 in Pakistan that watch the show every week. It's unbelievable. Now they're all fans of you, man. All the best. God bless you. I know I'm giving you the long way out. I'm like on the Oscars. Shayne's like, wrap it up, Phil. Wrap it up. But I love this guy. I love you.
Yeah, we appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it.
All the best. You guys having me on. I always enjoy it. Thank you so much.
Actually, I got one favor. Fuck. How could I not? Can I get a station ID before you go? Just say, this is Dieter Eiselen of the Chicago Bears, and you're keeping it 100 on the Tape Never Lies network. Is that too much for you to remember on one shot? This is Dieter.
Let's see if I can get it one shot.
Do it like your boy Gosling. Well, now you can get your acting chops.
This is Dieter Eiselen with the Chicago Bears, and you're keeping 100 on the Tape Never Lies network.
Holy shit! That Yale education. Yale education.
Come on, man.
Yeah, that wasn't anything for him.
Yale education fucking paid off. I don't know what you're.
Joe's right down the road from my house, literally.
Yeah, we'll be there this weekend. We'll be there this weekend with this guy.
How you doing, Coach Phil? This is Angel, the hype man from Wallingford, Connecticut. I'm ready when you are, buddy.
I got one too, man. About 10 minutes ago.
All right, Dieter. Thanks you so much. Best of luck. Give Olin a big hug from Phil and Shayne at TTNL. I know he has some swag from us, so you'll be getting yours. Just tell him. All right, brother. All the best.
You guys have a great night. Thank you so much.
Thanks, man.
God bless you. Thank
fuck,
you again.
Fuck Drago. Rocky Four.
Eric.
What a guest.
Man.
That was a lot of fun.
Awesome,
A lot
awesome,
of fun.
dude.
What a great dude, right?
You could just tell his attitude, that quiet confidence, and you just know he balls out and fucking just takes his job so seriously. It was great.
Yeah, and really, honestly, I'm not hyping this up, guys. You guys show up every Wednesday night for this network, this show. You deserve the truth. You deserve the passion. You deserve the best guest. You deserve the reality of tape and football. It's the greatest game. His story is amazing. That's just one piece. His story is amazing. But his fucking tape, his effort and toughness, tenacity, it's unmatched. I swear. I wish I had some of it pulled up that we could share. I wish we had a great producer.
Wish we could have just asked him about Leno.
Yeah, those of you in the chat wondering why. I don't want to get Dieter in trouble.
I don't want to get him in trouble.
You think I want to get him to lose an opportunity by calling out a certain walrus? I phrase those questions appropriately. You got it? You got son?
Yeah, I got it. Hold on.
What do you got? So anyway, I wasn't going to throw Dieter under the bus, Scott. Look at Scott. Go Dieter. That's
Hey,
right.
this is Angelo Joe Marino from Wallingford, Connecticut. Guess what, man? I'm not freezing tonight in the barn. It's 47 degrees. Spring is right around the corner. Listen, man, give me a thumbs up when you're ready. I'm ready. I'm all pumped up. I want to see what this function's all about because I got more hype. I'm the hype man. Me. That's who.
So we have some hype competition out there.
Here's a little taste.
Where is it?
Oh, I think he's froze. He's froze.
Who's froze? This guy?
No, the other dude.
This guy?
Oh, you don't see the other guy in the green room?
He's froze too?
Not Cars. No. No. The other. You don't see that.
Yeah, I see him. He's frozen. He's dark.
Yeah.
Gotta tell him he's gotta come back on.
Yeah. Well, but we'll introduce our other guest because he's getting.
Let's introduce our other guest.
We're getting demands for swag for this guy.
Sherry. Look at her.
Cherie. Jesus.
Cherie. I'm only calling her Sherry because she's Team Cars all of a sudden. Where did this?
Nerd alert.
Yes, we got a nerd alert. Don't we introduce this guy a better way than that? Doesn't he have his own?
Yeah.
Where is he? Claudio, we lost our
Boy, this is going super well right now. Really,
we had two great guests, and now it's all falling apart.
We have two great guests.
Claudio got kicked off StreamYard. He can't come back in.
Our producer's gone. In all honesty, this is a perfect segue. We're looking for somebody that wants to be a part of this network on the production side. Oh, serious. We're looking for somebody. If you're into production, video, audio, we've added some tremendous pieces with Cool Kennedy, the musical end, our musical director. As you see when we go to shout outs tonight, he's writing song. We're writing more song. He did this song. We were ready for him.
Angelo Marino from Wallingford, Connecticut.
I don't know where he went. Cool Kennedy produced that. So we're waiting for him. And we also produced a bunch of other stuff. And we're looking for people that want to be a part of the show on the production end. I've got one resume or two resumes that have been sent in. There's people that want to replace Angelo as the hype man. There's people that want to replace Claudio.
You can't. You can't replace Angelo, but you can replace Claudio. I think that's very, very.
Oh, Angelo's in the background. Look at him. Are you frozen?
He's talking.
He's talking to somebody. I don't know if he's got the sparklers going off out there. This show is like no other show. You have
breaking news. The Tape Never Lies Network. Breaking News.
That was me beatboxing. I don't want to confuse. That wasn't me.
That needs some work. That needs some work, Phil.
Yeah, I came a long way. I was scratching.
Not vertically. Definitely not vertically. But.
True story, cars. I was tall at 9th grade. I thought I was going to be. We were praying that I was going to be 6'1". I stopped.
You just have to.
Angelo, can you hear us?
Yes, I
can. This is the greatest. Angelo, every week, the hype man, not going to be every week, but we're going to give you a little taste of our hype guy. Shayne and I are looking. There's a competition brewing out there. There's people that want to replace Angelo as the hype guy.
Angelo.
Yes.
That's just
there he is, the hype guy.
All right, good, Claudio. Very good.
But what about Angelo?
This is Angelo Marino from Wallingford, Connecticut.
But what about Angelo?
What about Angelo?
But what about Angelo?
What about Angelo?
What about Angelo?
This is Angelo Marino from Wallingford, Connecticut.
What about Angelo?
But what about Angelo?
But what about Angelo?
What about Angelo?
What about
Angelo?
What about
What about Angelo? What about Angelo?
What about Angelo?
What about Angelo? But what about Angelo, eh? What about Angelo?
Thank you.
What about Angelo? But what about Angelo? What about Angelo?
This is Angelo Marino from Wallingford, Connecticut.
But what about Angelo? But what about Angelo? Pero, ¿qué pasó con Angelo? Hey, you see Angelo Joe Marino?
Angelo Marino from Wallingford, Connecticut.
For him. You see Angelo?
This is Angelo Marino from Wallingford, Connecticut.
What the fuck is Angelo Joe Marino? Angelo. Angelo.
What about Angelo?
Angelo. Angelo. Angelo.
What about
I'm working here.
Angelo?
What about Angelo?
Someday I will buy a Chevelle. It just came out.
Angelo.
Couple bears, huh?
Angelo Marino from Wallingford, Connecticut. This is Angelo Marino from Wallingford, Connecticut.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
But what about Angelo?
Good, man. That's good.
There he is.
Thank you so much. I love everybody. Ah!
Angelo, you need to be closer to your
You gotta bring
video
it closer
source.
to the video.
Wait a minute. I want to. She's my bodyguard, my female bodyguard, Angelina Jolie. She got a little jealous. She wants some of the action. We're gonna be a little bit here, and then I'm gonna bring you guys close.
This is a family show. Please don't do any sort of action with Angelina Jolie.
No.
Okay, I want to be careful.
What's that shirt you got on?
You got some swag, huh?
Yes, it's a beautiful shirt. Phil gave it to me, and I'm so happy. Now I really feel I'm part of the TTNL family, boys.
What's on the back of it?
On the back of it, let me see. I don't see anything.
That's nice.
Nothing yet. We can put something on.
There he is. Angelo Marino. Joe Marino. Angelo.
That's right.
Joe Marino. Claudio's having troubles.
There he
You
is.
might have another job being producer of this show.
Oh my God.
I know it's been crazy.
Out of nowhere. Angelo, what's up, buddy? Where is he? I can't.
We're live.
So
We're live.
far
I don't know
away.
if
We're
anybody
live.
knows this right now, but this
Angelo,
is actually live.
turn your phone sideways. Come closer so we can talk to you. This is supposed to be your hype. There you go.
Funkster Jones didn't fuck up like this. What's the smoke coming from?
Angelina Jolie. Yeah, that's.
Yeah. There he is. Can you hear us now, Angelo?
Yes, sir. Yes, I can.
Right now,
Angelo,
you've
Did
taken.
you get fired for talking to Phil for about 2 hours out in the parking lot?
No. I think he's can't hear us tonight.
Yeah, I can hear you.
We gotta get you some headsets so you can.
I gotta invest in some more equipment here, guys.
Yeah, I would guess so. If you, the Funkster Jones is breathing down your neck, according to sources.
Well, let me tell you something. I'm not taking anything up with that guy. I'm better than that guy. I got more heart. More hype. I got more blood and orange running through my veins than that hipster.
Okay. Do you have hype for the show?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Angelo,
Yes, I do.
Funkster Jones was on earlier, and he did 4 push-ups. You think you can do 5?
I can do 5, yeah.
Prove it.
Let's go. Let me see. Can you do it now?
Where am I going to put? Okay.
Put
Let
the
me find
camera.
out a
Put it on the
picture.
ground. Like put it on the ground. Let's see how much hype he brings to this job.
Oh yeah, we
got perfect angle. Now get over there. There.
You guys see me?
No. Face. Put your.
We got
No.
One. Those are real.
I'm
2.
concerned about the look of this barn. I'm not gonna lie.
3.
Keep
4.
going. Don't give up.
5.
Let's get to
All
11.
right, we got
Go to
it.
11.
We got it.
Look at this guy.
Shane, I
7,
don't know, Shane. Keep it going.
9, 10.
You need
doing more.
24.
Can't do no more.
I hope he doesn't have his knees on the ground. Anyway, our hype guy, Angelo Joe Marino, is proving each and every week. We're working with him. He's got bodies in his barn, probably.
Most likely, yeah.
Great interview tonight. Eiselen, Tyler Coyle. Angelo's working on his job of getting the promos out for the show. So not every week, but when we have Angelo, that's going to be his introduction to come on the show. I just want to thank all those 100 crew people who took the time out and said, "What about Angelo?" And the story behind
I want to thank him too, Phil. Thank you so much, guys.
There you go.
Angelo, when was the last time you did that many push-ups?
I haven't done any exercise within a year and a half.
We can hear you breathing.
How many cigarettes do you smoke a day, Angelo?
I smoke half a pack.
So that means in real words, that means you actually smoke an entire pack, right?
I think so. Yeah, I do. I gotta quit it out. I gotta cut it out.
There you go. He's stealing your stuff. Listen, real quick, the true story. Real quick. The true story. What about Angelo is this? Okay, when I've said it, and now all these people are saying it. People want T-shirts of it. Alex Acevedo. Yes, we're gonna have a Cars T-shirt, Cherie. Cars. We gotta have your classic lines. I don't know what they are yet.
I don't think I have one. Maybe what the fuck, Phil? Maybe that would be.
I thought it was
one.
fuck Greg Braggs. That was your.
Yeah, but I don't want my anything associated with Greg Braggs. Although, thank you to Zach Sullivan for the line. I'm a more educated, higher class Greg Braggs. Glenn, Steve, Braggs, whatever it is. Whatever it is. I'm not rolling with that.
Jamie Briggs, what's up, Angelo? Love you. Look at that. You're getting some love there. Here's the true story behind What About Angelo, and that's going to be his intro. My buddy tells the story, my coach, my friend, Scott McQueenie. So Angelo's new to the country.
That was my high school football coach, everybody. That guy was very good to me.
So you know how parent night in high school, the parents go to the school. So Angelo's father is prepared to go to the school and find out about his son. Angelo straight off the boat from Sicily. That's the true story. He goes out for the football team. So it's parent night. The Angelo
Jones just texted me and wants to know what time you get back on the boat, Angelo.
We're never gonna go on that banana boat ever again. We here to stay, baby. United States of America, number one. You hear the train, guys?
The gym teacher.
Did you hear the train?
Yes. Let me tell your story of What About Angelo.
Well, if you guys want to know the truth,
No,
I'm really
gonna
an
tell the
American.
story. You are. Don't worry about it. So
I
here we
was
go.
born in Meriden, Connecticut.
Were you?
Yes.
And then you left.
No, I never left. I went there for vacation 3 times, but I am an American. Not like Arnold Schwarzenegger that he had to be naturalized. I'm a born American boy.
Okay.
Born in this land.
You're born
And
to
I'm
be
proud to
wild.
be an American.
You're born to be wild
Land is
too.
Your land.
Born to be wild.
This land is our land from California.
For the New York waters.
You got it.
Take it over, Angelo. Hey, do you have
learn the rest of it.
Do you have any fireball there?
Huh?
Do you have any fireball left over?
Yeah, I got fireball.
Hold on, Angelo.
Wait. I think his
drink
new theme song needs to be the Hulk Hogan "I'm a Real American" from now on.
Oh,
that
there
is
you
that
go.
is for sure the theme song.
Well, his story is Angelo's father's off the boat. I guess Angelo was born in Connecticut. I thought he's off the boat because he spoke such broken English as a kid. And maybe your parents.
You know why, everybody? Because my first language was Sicilian dialect. That's why.
There you go. So the gym teacher, all of them are standing there and they're talking to a gymnasium full of parents as the story is told. So this guy's going over, he's the head gym teacher, and he's going over what the students are going to learn this year. So he's going for like 20 minutes, right? And he's talking to the whole crowd of people. After about 30 minutes goes by, and this is the expectation of the students, Angelo's father stands up in the crowd in a quiet gym with this one guy and all the gym teachers talking. But what about Angelo? And the whole place turns. So he waited that 35 minutes to get out. The gym teacher, still to this day, can never forget Angelo's father. But what about Angelo?
Angelo, do you remember what was going through your head when you saw your dad and heard your dad do that?
I said, "Oh, Dad, you always have to be dramatic. A lot of drama in him."
He's a silly goose, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a Sicilian. Very, very, very
There he
hot-headed.
is, the funkster.
Funkster's in the house.
Funkster.
Really?
Go ahead.
Where is he? I don't see him.
We're gonna get him on the show.
I want to talk to that brother.
Yes, he is one of the best dudes out there. The two of you, bring in the hype. We're gonna have a hype contest. Oh, yeah. So tonight, Cars, I don't know how much of the show you caught with Dieter and Tyler.
Well, they're both great guests, but Dieter being on the team, man, it's on an offensive line that needs help.
Yes.
Cars, this dude is. I texted you, telling you how good he was on this interview. This kid is locked in and ready to destroy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think he's ready to make an impact. And they're working him out. They're making him a center, 6'4", 320.
And he's talented enough to do it, Cars. I mean, 6 years he's played football.
That's it.
Think about this.
And this is going to be year 2 in the NFL, so you had to phrase it that way.
Exactly. And he went from being a high school All-American playing 1 year to getting a scholarship to Yale to playing there and now being in the NFL with the Bears. And let me tell you, I don't blow smoke like Angelo is right now. This guy's tape is so impressive. And, I thought, Shayne, you asked great questions. You guys in the chat were awesome. And I really felt like he answered everything. Like Claudio said, straightforward. Obviously, we got some laughs out of him, got him to loosen up and in the TTNL way. So, yeah, he was so impressive to think that he's there. And really, he never got an opportunity to compete because there was no preseason. And he's so young in this. So the move to center to me, Shayne, what were we talking about with Sam Mustafa? How he had that attitude and what have you. But he needs to work on his body, right?
Yeah, he's got to lose. He's got to get stronger first.
Now
off.
we got
to lose the baby fat. Yeah,
we got the funkster pushing him, right? We got Dieter coming in there and really making that competition, and that's really going to be the best thing. My money's on Dieter, man. I'm so excited. You can't hide what he has to offer. I'm excited about this.
He's a Castillo guy, right? Like, you got to look at him and Hambright and Simmons, as those are the type of guys that Castillo wants, and that's got a little bit of a nasty to him, right? And so that means everything. Wow, the three of us all at once.
It's just us.
That's right, Cars.
I don't even know what to do right now. This is like Phil's not interrupting me. He's letting us talk.
Just be yourself, Cars. Just be yourself.
No,
big plays are nice.
Nobody wants that because I've had to drug women to marry me. So nobody wants me to be myself. It's fine. So what's going on, Angelo?
Not much, Cars. Everything's going.
What's up?
Hello, Shayne. How are you? Hi, hello. Cars.
What's going on?
What's going on, man?
I have no idea. I think these guys are just being ridiculous right now.
Are we playing hide and go seek?
Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day.
I know I will.
I mean, this is as professional of an outfit as you get, right? We take this work very seriously, obviously. I don't know.
There we are.
Yeah.
StreamYard.
Everybody was doing hide and go seek here, huh?
StreamYard, yeah.
StreamYard is kicking us off left and right.
I don't know what's going on here.
Oh boy.
There were some great moments there of you and Angelo. I thought maybe behind the scenes with Cars and Angelo.
I mean, it would be the greatest show put on this network. I mean, get the X's and O's. Like,
let's put it together, man.
Well, I'll get my own. I'll get my own Angelina Jolie cut out. We'll stick her right
you're the
here, and
Cars wants to have you a little bit.
Oh, you gonna share? You gonna share?
I mean,
I don't know. It's up to Angie. Angelina got to decide.
I was laughing. Oh,
Angelo, can we get a live remake of this right here?
The king never lies, ladies and gentlemen. We love you.
Gotta have the music. There he goes.
You see me?
Yeah.
We see the silhouette of a man.
Yeah, you look like an angel.
All right, see if you can see my legs.
Angelo.
Oh, yeah.
There he is.
Jesus,
All
don't.
It's Andy Spencer. You're his hero. You're his hero.
Angelo's
Funkster Jones. Awesome
getting a lot of
show.
Angelo's getting a lot of
Much love in
cardio
his
tonight.
He's getting cardio. Funkster Jones is giving you props, Angelo.
Really?
Look at that. He's giving you
Well, thank you, Funkster.
There you go. This is going to be fun. The two of you on the show together. What a show tonight. Breaking it down. Dieter, obviously, we're not going to do tweets tonight. And no bear up, bear down.
Angelo's the bear up.
Claudio has totally dropped the ball on doing anything else other than
That's it. Just producing. The producer.
no cut it out. No anything.
Angelo now. We don't need anything else. We have Angelo. We don't need
Angelo.
anything else.
I've had a good run on the show. Like, I thank you guys for my time here. You know, I really do. It was a great run, but I've obviously been replaced, and that's fine. I mean, I can't replace the hype.
How can we replace
No,
you?
you're not going nowhere, Cars. We need you.
I'm
Yeah.
very happy, though. It's 2 weeks in. We've got the name right. So this is a big step
Yeah,
for our
Chris
relationship.
To Cars now.
No, he was Carrie. He
I
was
was
Carrie at one point.
I was Carrie for a while, so we're getting there.
Cars. You got the swag, Angelo. You're a part of the network now. You're the hype man.
Thank you.
Shayne, Claudio, Acevedo, Chris Sandlin. We're going to have a big meeting this week with you and everybody, or in the next 2 weeks. I don't know exactly when, but we're going to have a big meeting with everybody on the network. I was being serious. If you really want to be a part production or doing that stuff, I'm looking for somebody that wants to be maybe you're going to school for this. You're at a college and you want that. That's what we're looking for. If you're very serious, I don't want anybody that's half-ass. You got to be all in or nothing. That's what I'm looking for. So, Angelo, you got work to do.
Yes.
Here's your critique. I'm keeping it 100 with you. Shayne asked you to do something. A snow angel. You didn't fucking do it.
Yeah.
You had 4 or 5 days. You dropped the ball. No
Shayne,
matter
I
what.
apologize. I had a lot of things going on, but I will never disappoint you again, Mr. Smart Man.
I also I haven't got my
Shayne the
video.
brain.
I haven't received my video of you spearing your cousin
We're
either.
the blind side.
You want me to be Joe Pesci? I can do that easily, okay? I'm gonna swear him all the way down to hell.
We need video of you playing catch with your cousin, but when you throw the ball up in there, just throw it up super high, and when he's not looking, I need you to fucking spear him.
It'll be all right. Tackle him from behind, then you turn to the camera and you're like, the tape never lies.
You know what, guys? Listen to me. I think he's probably listening with his friend Peter.
No, that's all right. You surprise him.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna surprise him then, just like Goldberg in the WWF.
Yeah.
Have you seen the new Rock show, Young Rock?
No, not yet. No.
Excellent.
What's your favorite Rocky, Angelo?
My favorite Rocky is when Mickey dies.
Yes.
Holy Jesus, did this take a turn? Good God.
All right,
Did you ever go back and listen to that, Angelo? When he dies, he says something in Italian.
No, I haven't, Shayne, but I'm gonna make note of it and I'm gonna listen to it.
That's 0 for 3, Angelo.
Angelo.
These plays are nice. They're good.
You're playing like Nagy out there, Angelo. Come on. You got to step
right.
up.
I'm gonna step it up. I'm gonna step it up.
Next week on Keeping It 100, we have former Chicago Bear inside linebacker Dante Jones coming on the show with us to talk about his life experience with the Bears and what he thinks about the Chicago Bears now. Roquan Smith, Khalil Mack, the former Oklahoma Sooner. Angela, you're going to have to start getting these hype videos about Dante Jones. Can you? That's your assignment. I mean, we don't have a
All right, I'm gonna do it, guys. I'm gonna do it.
off your head. Don't act. Dante Jones. He played middle
Dante
linebacker.
Jones.
There you go. Scream it, remember it, and go there. Dante Jones.
Dante Jones is so hot. He makes Dante's Inferno look like a cool box.
We're not going to play that for him.
It's all right. Nobody will hear you said that.
Shayne and Phil, we'll write your jokes. You just don't try to do jokes. Just Dante Jones, and then just be you naturally. Don't.
I wonder if Dante Jones' skill set translates to the modern football era. Unlike Roquan, that'd be a good question to find out if he could still probably play.
Yeah,
Angela, I saw you went to go for your real estate license.
Yes, today I went to go visit a very good friend of mine. His name's Gaetano Morrow. I know him for a long time. When I used to go dance on the dance floors of New Haven, all over the place. I was known as the king of our bar because I danced with every woman in the bar, and never anybody ever touched me. I got away with it. I got away with it.
You mean you got away with it because they let you do it? Is that what you're saying?
They let me do what I had to do.
But no one touched you, though. But no one touched you.
Were you a bouncer at one point? Is that true at a strip club, or is that a rumor?
What?
You a
Wait, keep that face real quick while I grab my phone. Do that again.
At a strip club. Is that a true story?
Did I been at a strip club?
No,
bouncer. Work at one.
Were you working there?
No, that was and I never worked there. No.
Okay.
Actually, my cousin did a long time ago in on Queen Street. What's it called? Hollywood?
I don't know. In where?
Yeah.
Queen Street. That's
New Haven, you mean?
New
In
Haven?
Southington.
Oh, Southington.
Yeah.
I don't know, buddy. I don't frequent the strip clubs. Although I did go with you one time, way back.
Yes.
I heard about that. Yeah.
Angelo. But what about Angelo?
I have no idea what's happened in the last 15 minutes. I have no idea.
It's pure bliss.
Pure bliss.
Pure bliss. Yes.
Pure bliss. Angelo, the hype man, Marino, coming on, ending the show. Cars, we shouted you out in the beginning of the show. All of us for factually. Now it's becoming convenience for everybody in Chicago and on national television talking about Mac Jones being the guy for the Chicago Bears and yada, yada, yada. And we're praising you for pure bliss, being reality of truth in.
You know what, guys? That's my phrase. Pure bliss.
Yeah.
Remember, it came from Angelo?
Yeah.
Joe Marino. Remember that, guys.
Angelo, you gotta,
that's why we're saying it.
Angelo, you gotta speak.
All right.
You gotta speak up. You sound a little muffled. We can't hear you.
No, I had a little bit of phlegm. I'm okay now.
Did you swallow it or did you spit it out?
No, it was a little itty bitty one. That's all.
Bitty phlegm.
Don't worry, I'll come back up to say hello later on. Don't worry.
Pure bliss. Angelo Joe Marino.
Angelo Marino from Wallingford, Connecticut. I'm on the show. Keeping it 100.
On the show, the tape never lies. Keeping it 100.
If you can't see the hype and energy and passion that Angelo has for the network and the show, listen, we're just having fun. That's what this world is full of, negativity and just drama.
Life is too short, guys. If you don't have any fun, man, you might as well call yourself dead.
You got the right attitude.
That's the truth. That's why you're our hype guy.
Nobody. Nobody gonna take it away from me. You understand?
I'm gonna
not even the fuckster. Because let me tell you something. Let me show you what I have here. I have a Zelda sword.
A Zelda sword.
I bought it in the mall, Maryland Mall, from Four Seasons.
You mean Link?
I swear, on the souls of my grandchildren. You hear me, fuckster? You can be part of the hype as well.
How many
Bow
grandkids
down to the mighty Angelo. It's a real sword that he's doing. Zelda sword. Zelda.
Here's your challenge now with your Zelda sword. I saw our friend Lemuel Stinson.
You see it, guys? You see it?
You need some better lighting there, man. But yeah, we see
I
it.
bet you can't cut Angelina Jolie in half with that.
What the? He would never do that.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
Remember, I'm the hype man. Me.
The hype man. Angelo Joe Marino. I don't know what's going on over there.
What is? Oh my God, this is amazing.
He's gonna put a hole in his blow up doll.
The new prop bet every week is what the hell is he going to bring on the show? That is the news. Like, who would have had? He's going to have the Legend of Zelda sword. Like, this is going to be the new prop bet. We'll throw up a couple options and we'll just see what plays.
This sums it up right here.
How much did that? How much did he drop on that sword? Real talk.
I have no idea.
What is happening?
We have no idea. Angelo Joe Marino had a Zelda sword.
Angelo, how much did that sword cost you? Real talk.
I forgot. It was a pretty penny. I think 140.
So it's at least triple that, correct?
No, maybe it was 200. Maybe it was 200. But it was well worth it. You never know. When you have to use it, guys, we live in bad times.
Angelo, are you excited about that He-Man sign that you're going to come look at?
Claudio, I've been thinking about it when I drive. When I walk around, I can't wait to see it and hold it up in the air.
It's a beautiful piece.
You're coming across.
I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna hang it in my room.
There you go. Nice. This week, Claudio is going to Friday. Angelo's going to sit in the barber chair, get his hair cut. Claudio film it all.
You're the last customer, so I got all night with you. We could
have as
much fun as you want.
Here's your last.
Angelina Jolie, though.
I need you.
Absolutely, she's got to be there.
I love the Zelda sword.
You hear that, honey? You're coming too, okay?
Listen, when I'm talking, you don't talk.
All right, boss. You got it. You're the boss.
Angelo, there's one thing you have to understand. Only Phil gets to interrupt people on this show. Right. Nobody.
You are the captain now. You are the captain.
Here. Here's your job. I'm putting you on the spot to show your talent. Okay? I'm not having you slice capicola with your sword or the Zelda or not. I want to see you. Lemuel Stinson's in the chat tonight. I want you to say, "What up, Lemuel Stinson, friend of the Tape Never Lies Network." Can you do
All right,
it?
well, tell me when to say it.
I'm going to put you right now. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Let's see if he gets it.
What up, Mule Stetson?
No.
My name's Angelo Joe Marino, and it is an honor to say your name.
Lemuel.
Lemuel.
You said part of his name.
Lemuel.
Lemuel.
The Mule.
No, Lemuel.
Oh, Lemuel. I thought the mule is the animal, you know?
Yeah.
Lemuel.
Stinson.
What up, Lemuel Stinson?
What up, Lemuel Stetson?
No.
This is my Dare commercial right now. I can't be doing edibles and come on
Angelo, fall on your sword. It's time right now to do what we do.
Shout out Tape Never Lies. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holler at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holler at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too. From the fans in the stands to the follows on the gram. Thanks for your support, showing love in the DM. We stay Spencer strong, fight together till the end. Now it's time to shout out worldwide friends and fam.
The network that keeps it real, 100 crew. So many in the world that I gotta show love to. For some this policy, the show is at its end. But for me it's so important to thank the charter members and the fans. Build the network, speak the truth through the tape. Never run around the truth, no narratives we create. Set them straight, no bubble screen on 4th and 8. Claudio Shayne getting nervous, cause keeping them up too late. That's it, no more to say that get the shot of vital. But hurry up, cause the postman's getting homicidal.
Shout out, I know you hear me, baby. Shout out, I know you see me, baby. Shout out, we gotta holla at you. Keep it 100 crew, gotta show love too. Shout out, I know you hear me, baby. Shout out, I know you see me, baby. Shout out, we gotta holla at you. Keep it 100 crew, gotta show love too.
The network that keeps it real. This is strong.
Claudio's favorite part of that. I cut it off for you, Claude. The shout out segment. What a show. Dieter Eiselen and Tyler Coyle, safety out of Purdue. Dieter, obviously, Chicago Bears offensive center and offensive guard. Coming on the show, joining us. Did you practice his name?
No, I did not.
Oh, we gotta put. You're on a timeout.
At least he's keeping it 100.
Practice the name, Lemuel.
Lemuel.
There you go.
Yeah.
Lemuel.
Stinson.
Stinson.
There you go. He totally saw. He's there. He saw you fucked it up. He kept it 100 as we do. Claudio.
You want me to
All right. Kicking us off with the shout out.
Well, Zoomy E Zoom said that we're gonna cheer him up, so I'm glad we were able to cheer you up, Zoomy. John Necrone.
I'm happy too.
Yes, and you're the one that cheered him up.
Good, guys. I'm very happy.
There's Angelo's 4th grade picture.
Never me. Just like Carlito's way. Never me. You third with me, but you never with me.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Wallingford, Connecticut's finest.
Yes.
There you go. Wallingford, Connecticut came up tonight. Dieter went to Choate.
Yeah, Choate's in Wallingford.
Choate, Rosemary home. Wow.
Dieter.
Shout out to Choate.
Shout out to Choate.
Right in our backyard, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Shout out to Choate.
That's his t-shirt, is ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Ladies
100%.
and gentlemen.
Alex is all over that, as is John Necrone.
Yeah, John, I was gonna shout him out, man. He had some funny ass comments. He said, Leno is in the cafeteria eating by himself. He wanted to ask that to Dieter. Is Leno eating by himself in the cafeteria?
Oh, that pop up.
That was great.
I had to ignore all these Leno comments because I didn't want Dieter getting Dieter done.
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
I want to get her done. Claudio, any
So
other?
a couple more. Adeptus Serpentis. This dude has some great questions.
I wonder if that's his real name. Is he still in the chat? I
don't know, but it's a great name.
Yeah.
It's not. It should be. And Eugene Niceness, another great name. Probably not real, but shout out to you. Shout out to my wife and kids. Of course, I have to do
You
that.
always have to do that, right?
Yeah, always. I have to.
Cars. You came on in the show. You're probably one of the fans' favorite people on the network. I'm thinking people are going to be starting to look forward to Angelo and Cars on Tuesday nights.
It's going to be a great show.
Cars, we're going to tag team it.
We're gonna, absolutely. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Put your happy pants on, the Cars. Be happy.
But I can guarantee you they are on right now. Absolutely.
All right, good. I know mine are.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh God, who is that kid's name?
Oh my God, it's Angelo. What about Angelo?
Yeah, right. You want to see a picture of a real stud? I'll show you a real picture. That's not me.
Angelo Marino from Wallingford, Connecticut.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Can I shout out you guys for keeping it on? Joey P.
Joey
Of course
P.
we can, Joey P. We appreciate the love.
Uh-oh. It's catching on.
Shayne the
No.
brain. Oh, Angelo.
Doesn't work. Doesn't work.
Wait a minute, guys. That guy, Joey P, is he from playoffs? Is Joey P from Wallingford, guys? Because that guy might be Joey Pusiano.
Pusiano?
It could be.
No. Luciano. That means cleaner in Italian.
I don't give a fuck that he smokes weed. They all smoke weed.
Smoke weed every day.
Oh,
Go with sour diesel, guys. Sour.
Okay.
You want to go with sour?
Oh, see, that was
Freddie
in the chat.
I used to smoke it in Washington Heights in New York when I used to live there.
Freddie's in the chat.
Freddie in the chat, Angelo.
Freddie's asking about
Angelo. New York brothers.
Nerd alert.
Sour. Smoke sour. It's the best.
Smoke sour. All right.
Yeah.
You interrupted Cars shout outs.
I can't. Next.
No,
Angelo, shout out.
Cars. Come on. You're my partner.
Angelo, do you have some shout outs this week?
All right, good. I'm happy. Shout out to everybody there, too.
Is that your shout out?
I want to shout out the TNL show.
You don't
the
actually
fans,
need to shout.
We love you. I love you, especially the ladies.
There he is. Yes, ladies, he is single. If you're asking,
yes, I am. I will fly across the country wherever you are, wherever my love is.
Tinder?
I have a Tinder, but I haven't looked at it in a while. I'll do it in the summertime when I get in shape.
You gotta get in shape. You started tonight. He did 12 push-ups. 12 push-ups.
And it's gonna get a lot higher, guys. I'm getting in shape now. I gotta get in shape now for the summertime.
For the show, not the summer. For the show.
The show too. The show too.
Okay. All right. Shayne, you got any shout-outs?
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out my baby boy, Riley, big 10-year-old here in 14 minutes.
Nice.
So,
wow! Happy birthday, Riley!
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, that's awesome.
So did a little birthday thing tomorrow. Got to see my daughter today on the ultrasound. So it was a good family day all the way around. So
that is beautiful, Shayne. Very beautiful.
Yeah, thank you, Angela.
I can't wait until I'm a father. A father. Having a family, it's what everything is about in life, ladies and gentlemen. Having a family.
Right. How many kids do
you know who
have?
knows that? My coach, Scott McQueenie. Shout out to my coach, Scott McQueenie. You know, family's number one.
There you go. You fired up tonight. Look at
I know
you.
we call them shout outs, but we don't need to actually shout.
Yeah.
That's the
You
thing.
know, real quick. You don't have to shout real quick. Shayne, great stuff. Honestly, I want to shout out our two guests and wrap this up. Peter Eiselen, Chicago Bear, pulling for that guy. What a great interview. If you didn't catch it, obviously this will be up on the channel, on Shy City Sports, YouTube, our YouTube. We're all over the place now. Very excited, as Angelo would say, about what we're doing here at the network. I want to thank Tyler Coyle, safety for Purdue, going into the NFL draft. Just two great interviews talking about football and the journey, as well as going back to the Chicago Bears. I want to thank you guys tonight for Claudio producing, everybody being a part of this show, you guys in the chat. And I really want to end this by thanking everybody that was a part of the What About Angelo segment.
Thank you, everybody who shout out to Angelo Marino. I want to shout out to everybody. I love everybody. Thank you.
All right, you had your turn. Alex Acevedo, Chris, and Heather Sam.
I love you, Alex.
Riley Marceau, who's about to be 10.
Yep.
I thought he did such a tremendous job with his acting in that. Tate and Devin, my sons. I want to shout them out.
Thank you,
Riley
Tate
was
and Devin.
Riley was great.
Riley as well.
Notice you didn't see Cars in that video.
I know what happened. Cars. They never show. The Cars family didn't show.
Cars, you can't be shy here, my friend. You gotta be open. Open it up. Open it up, Cars. Open that beautiful hood of yours.
I don't know what.
Yes.
What I'm opening.
Everybody, my boy Gary Williams in there. Will Mookie Hill. Trying to think of everyone off the top of my head. I should have written this down. Coach Rob Marone was in there.
Oh my God! That is another one of my favorites.
Thank you, Rob Marone.
He's still talking.
He's still yelling.
God
Oh, I love Angelo. Oh man, we're gonna have fun.
Joe, John McCrone, you see him at the end. My people, the Lambrights, Perry and his wife, both jumping in. Claudio Abreu from Canada with the What About Angelo?
You want to know if you got your swag, Claudio?
No, I didn't get it yet. No,
still didn't get it, huh?
No.
Oh my God.
That's
I got mine. Angelo's wearing his. Look at him. Who else? Chris Jackal made an appearance in the What About Angelo.
Wow.
Everybody that went out of their way to do that. I appreciate just a fantastic show, like you said. Trying to think of anybody else off the top of my head that I missed in the What About Angelo. I apologize in advance as we wrap up this show. Angelo, you got some work to do this week to prepare, get people hyped for Dante Jones next Wednesday night, the former Chicago Bear middle linebacker, number 53. I could see him playing.
You got it.
Yesterday.
You got it.
So you got some homework to do. Hopefully we get some great stuff. This weekend, however, X's with the O's will be breaking down the inside linebacker position on the Chicago Bears. Roquan Smith, Danny Trevathan, Josh Woods, and Iggy Abunaway. We'll be breaking them for pulling tape on them. And then on Sunday, Shayne, myself, and Berlissimo breaking down the inside backers in the NFL draft. Just a tip, and we'll be talking about the quarterbacks. Obviously, that's the hot topic. Anytime any news breaks about this quarterback situation, which Cars predicted a couple Fridays ago, Wentz was going to be the Bears. That's how finicky this is. No one on this network pretends to have a source or to break news. We just analyze the tape and have a lot of fun doing it. I thank you guys tonight for a great show. Angelo, as always, my friend, those are people that get swag. Send me your pictures. Next week, I'm going to upload a bunch of you rocking the new swag. I saw Ivan Vargas has this nice white hoodie. I didn't have time to upload it.
I want to say something too, Phil, Dr. Phil. Thank you so much for the shirt.
Bring him back.
I feel now I'm really part of the TTNL show.
Yes.
And I want to thank all the fans and everybody that did What About Angelo? I love it. It's pure bliss.
Sean Sierra also did What About Angelo.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you so much.
Yes, that's my guy over there at Sean and Maya. Check them out.
Angelo, to close things out.
Yes.
Can you get up, go over to Angelina and dance with her and sing to her in Italian to close the show out?
Angelo.
I don't know how to sing. I still got to learn how to sing. Dr. Phil's going to teach me, hopefully. But,
keep it PG, all right?
I'm going to kiss her now.
Lavana.
No, keep it PG, I said.
Huh?
Keep it PG. Don't get all frisky.
All right.
Just dance with her.
And I got to say, I'm going to sing a little bit of a song that I know. It's called Volare. Whoa. Candare. Oh. I want Pinto di Blue. I don't know how to sing the whole song. I gotta learn.
Well, there you go.
Angelo, how many times has that cutout been in your bed? Real talk.
It's been in my room for many years. Then I put her in the basement, and then she was complaining. I put her in the basement. She said, "Put me somewhere I can breathe." And I put her in the barn. But I'm gonna take her everywhere this summer. You know, she's been a good girl, a nice bodyguard, and I love her. I love Angelina Jolie.
If she doesn't push the lotion on her skin, does she get the hose again? I'm just curious.
Oh. I'll take care of the lotion for her. She's very stiff. After Brad Pitt left her, she got very stiff.
I got to shout
It's
out.
okay, honey. I'm here for you now.
Levon D. Lane the third. He's also in there. And he turns on the computer and he's like, "What about Angelo?" That was just a great part. These little nuggets. I don't want to forget any. Wes Wildgosh from Wallingford.
Wesley Wilgosh.
Yes. He was also in there.
We finally found what.
And Cameron Beige. I'm looking at
Wes, you're good.
We got to do stars of the chat next week, Claudio. Stars of the chat. We got to give Claudio a job.
That's a good idea, Phil.
Stars of the chat. Mr. Fugly, Heidi, Andy, Mandy. Ooh. Stars of the chat next week. I want the number one in the chat. I'm going to buy whoever the number one chat star is next week, Claudio.
Yeah. I'll have to give it to Adeptus Serpentis
a TTNL t-shirt next week. The chat is on fire tonight. Anyway, let's leave you with What About Angelo one last time to close out the show. Angelo, Joe Marino, or Angelo Submarino.
Number 72.
Submarino. That's going to be.
My coach, Scott McQueenie, naming that, and it was
Angelo.
Yes.
That's just there he is. The hype.
All right, good, Claudio. Very good.
But what about Angelo? What about Angelo?
Tape never lies.
This is Angelo Marino from Wallingford, Connecticut.
But what about Angelo?
What about Angelo?
But what about Angelo?
What about
But what about Angelo?
What about Angelo?
This is Angelo Marino from Wallingford, Connecticut.
What about Angelo?
But what about Angelo?
But what about Angelo? What about Angelo? What about
Angelo?
What about
Angelo?
What about Angelo?
What about Angelo?
What about Angelo?
What about Angelo?
But what about Angelo, eh?
What about Angelo?
Thanks.
What about Angelo?
But what about Angelo?
What about Angelo?
This is Angelo Marino from Wallingford, Connecticut.
But what about Angelo?
But what about Angelo? Pero, ¿qué pasó con Angelo?
Hey, you see Angelo Marino?
Angelo Marino from Wallingford,
Looking all over
Connecticut.
for him. You see Angelo?
This is Angelo Marino from Wallingford, Connecticut.
What the fuck is Angelo Joe Marino? Angelo.
Angelo.
Angelo. Angelo. Angelo.
What about
Angelo.
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 Listen, I'm working here.
Angelo.
What about
Angelo.
Someday I want to buy a shit Chevelle. They just came out.
Angelo. Yeah.
Couple bears, huh? This is Angelo Marino from Wallingford, Connecticut. This is Angelo Marino from Wallingford, Connecticut. That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
But what